Looking out the window, out to the street. Feeling kinda empty, nothing to complete. Do I wanna be here? Where do I wanna be? Not knowing what I'm wanting, not knowing my belief. Tell me, do I wanna be here? Where do I wanna be? All I see is darkness staring back at me. Trying to find a way out, ladder left to climb. Not looking for the answer, never find time. Wheels keep turning, but no one seems to care. Trying to find a way out, finding no one there. Tell me, do I wanna be here? Where do I wanna be? All I see is darkness staring back at me. All of my life I've been waiting for this, waiting for a chance to put things right, but it just doesn't seem to happen. I don't know why. I don't think I can take it anymore. I really can't. I've had enough. I'm done. Whoa. Staring back, staring back. Whoa. Staring back. Trying to make a difference. It all remains the same. No one knows the answer. Everyone's to blame. Trying to solve problems, but will it ever last? Looking to the future, living in the past. Tell me, do I wanna be here? Where do I wanna be? All I see is darkness staring back at me.
Roll one up and pass the bottle. Put your foot down on the throttle. Buckle up, motherfuckers, for the Dog Water Radio Show.
Oh God, here it comes. Oh, hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. My God. It must be over 100 Kuriks.
Dad, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm good. Feel a lot better. Mr. Marsh, we apologize, and if it's okay with you, we would like to present you your long overdue trophy.
Welcome everybody to Dogwater Radio Season 2, Episode 6. My name is Dogbite Harris, and I am here with well, I guess he would be considered a disc golf Casanova.
I am the master disaster and the giver of panty disasters. I am the Blackwater Dern.
How the hell you guys doing this week? It's good to be back with you. I took a little siesta, went to Portland. Hope you guys have enjoyed your double talking episodes. But we are back to give you another wonderful episode of Dogwater Radio. On this episode, we've got Mr. Felix Thursday, our old friend. Always a good time with Felix. I'm sure nobody will watch it. I'm sure it'll be like a 3-hour long interview, and everybody will be fucked up by the time it's done.
I'm pretty sure we'll be talking about aliens and Sasquatch and
so yeah, man,
conspiracies by the end of it.
You betcha. But yeah, here we are and
here we are in Ruckus Sweatshop Studio.
Yes, sir. Just having a good old time.
Having a good old time. How was your week?
Oh, pretty good, man. I went to work. I went home. That's about it.
That was about it.
Yeah, nothing new really. Did a little grocery shopping on Friday.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and you took a vacation. How was that?
Yeah, I did go on vacation. So it's been like a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks since the little week.
So okay, yeah, no. Let's talk a little bit about Portland. Okay, this is a good segue. All right, so let's get this. I just told you, your voice is real big as I'm about to start fucking yelling. So Anyways, I went to Portland a couple weeks ago with my wife. We took a little 1-day vacation because we were kind of having I took a week off of work because I was just getting really burnt out and just needed to get a break. So we decided that we'd go do a little night over in Portland. And long story short, my vacation kind of turned into a shit show, which was kind of fine. Really, I'm kind of glad I took it when I did because I would have ended up taking at least a couple days of that week off anyways. My grandmother ended up getting put into a nursing home unexpectedly, kind of. It was kind of in the works, but it happened a little quicker than we thought. She had some health issues, so they sped the process up, which was a good thing. But anyways, with that, I was dealing with a smidge bit of family dramatics, which I will not go into just in case my mother listens and murders me for it. But so I had to help my mother move some stuff out, and then I ended up with my grandma's dog for about a week. And then we tried to juggle this trip to Portland. My wife bought a Volkswagen Beetle that same week. It was a pretty busy week that week. So it's been a pretty actually busy couple weeks. But yeah, so we went to Portland. I did not get raped by an Antifa member. I did not get any commie libtard blood injected into my pee hole.
Damn it.
However,
I fucking lost 20
let me
bucks.
tell you something, Portland. The homeless population there gets a million fucking times worse every time I go there. Mm-hmm. Portland and Seattle need to get their shit together when it comes to this homeless shit, man. Like, there's literally just camps all over the town. It's bad. The fucking property is insanely high. The rent's insanely high. Dude, the real estate market here is going off the chain right now because everybody's moving the fuck out of there. We were in town for 24 hours, right downtown Portland. Well, kind of downtown Portland, but really barely on the outskirts of downtown. Barely. It probably could be considered downtown because it was like a 3-minute drive or 5-minute drive to downtown. So it was right off the Willamette River. It was the River fucking something motel, which sucked dick. I will find out what the name of it is here in just a second so I can make sure that everybody who listens avoids this fucking hotel. So anyways, but long story short, I mean, we were heading to the Rogue Brewery and we literally, I didn't see it, but Claire saw it. A homeless guy was off the freeway amp going into downtown. Ramp, not amp. And he was fucking diarrhea shitting out of his ass. Like just right there. And his tent was just set up right there like it was his own fucking bathroom.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
Well, it's like, it's funny.
But I mean, just what a fucking like, oh, there's the overpass. Oh, there's a homeless guy taking it, like just
she went
shit just
she was
screaming
like,
out of his ass.
well, I'm not hungry anymore, is what she said. I was like, huh. She's like, I just saw a homeless man shit gray diarrhea out of his ass.
Oh man, it's even like, oh.
I was like, what in the fuck? All right, so like Portland's always, come on, all cities are a bit shady, but like, all cities are a bit shady, but Portland, man, you have got to step it up, you fucking idiots. I get it. Like, you guys want to be, like, this is not supporting anybody. Mm-hmm. You're going to fuck your whole city up.
You're going to end up turning your city into one big Hooverville.
Or like Detroit or some shit.
Well, it's going to end up turning into one big giant fucking homeless camp.
That's getting close, dude. I mean, downtown's there. They pretty much,
instead of...
Like, they pretty much fucking are there right now. I mean, they've got so much shit going on that they can't control it. It's out of control. There's not enough cops, Well,
there's not enough cops, or fucking we don't have living wages. We don't have living wages, basically, anymore in this in this fucking country.
Yeah, at all. Like, anybody who works a job for 40 hours a week should be able to pay their fucking bills, be able to eat without living on welfare, pay their and then have a little bit of extra spending money, buy themselves a new pair of shoes every once in a while.
What is it like a person
Go out see a show, you know?
What is it like a person like would have to work like 2 or 3 minimum wage jobs to even like compare to?
When I was living in Seattle 10 years ago with Benjamin Richard Arthur Terrell, I worked 2 minimum wage jobs. Or no, wait a minute. I didn't work 2 minimum wage jobs, but I worked 7 days a week, sometimes doubles, at 7-Eleven, and I could not pay my rent fully, which was like $850 a month. Then. And in the ghetto. When I moved to SeaTac, or to Ballard with Ben, back then, the rent in that fucking apartment we were in, it was a 2-bedroom apartment. It was a nice little, cool little apartment. But the shit was like fucking, it was like fucking $1,500 a month then. Benny lived in a house in Seattle for fucking 10 years, over 10 years, with the same roommates. And they moved out because they jacked the price up on the fucking house to $5,000 a month. It's in a nicer neighborhood in Ballard, but it's an old house, no updates, nothing fancy, nothing special, just an old big house. $5,000 a month.
That house isn't worth $5,000 a month.
Fuck no.
That was a cold shithole house.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Well, everybody was like, I remember like, yeah, you guys are coming over. You can stay in Special Doug's room. Doug was like the mysterious roommate that was like.
I met Doug. I love Doug.
Oh,
Doug worked on my guitar, man.
I never met Doug.
You never met Doug? You just slept in his bed?
Yeah, I slept in his bed 3 different times, and I never met the gentleman.
Dude, poor Doug, man.
Yeah, poor Doug. Doug, if you're listening, I never rubbed one off in your bed, I promise. Your shower, we're not.
Yeah, man, but it's just ridiculous. They got to get shit in check, man. You know, it's dumb. It's not the protesters. It's the homeless people, man, that are the problem. There wasn't any protests going on. There's protests in Hood River, but not in Portland. It was fine. It was good. It was chill. The scariest thing is like you're going to get fucking some kind of weird disease from the feces in the middle of the street.
And that's right there. It's the, and I'm not saying homeless people are dirty.
No.
You know, not at all. It's the lack of like sanitary services and facilities and shit when you have a population that big.
Well, look, some of them are,
you know,
and it's not they are dirty, but you know what? Sometimes it's not their choice.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? There's homeless people out there that are fine. You know, and there's homeless people out there.
Yeah, and I'm not trying.
But
to
there is homeless people out there that are in a position that they are. Some of them want to be there. I have an uncle that likes to be homeless, and that's the way he chooses to live his life. It's less stressful, no fucking taxes. Just likes to be a face in the crowd. Doesn't like to fucking do the 9-to-5 shit. Doesn't like a lot of stress. So he doesn't like to fuck with the government, really. You know, so he just does him. You know. And then there's homeless people that fucking are mentally ill and they're kicked out on the street, or, you know, it's fucking dumb. Dude, I've worked in the mental health system for going on 8 years now, and there's nothing more frustrating than working in the mental health system. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing, except the people that are the lowest on the totem pole are the ones that know what the fuck to do, and nobody listens to them, you know? It's fucking irritating. So, but anyways, it's just fucking stupid, man. And I feel bad for these people. I feel bad for the people in the city that are trying to live a good life, too. I kind of feel bad for everybody in general and every blah, 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 stupid libs, you know? Fuck you, whatever. You know, fucking Detroit's at one point in time was a pretty red state, and they got the same goddamn problems in Michigan right now. So it's just a country problem. It's not a Democrat, Republican. It's a United States of America problem. We don't take care of our fucking homeless. A lot of them are veterans that come back over here after fighting useless fucking wars that we shouldn't be in, and then they get thrown back in the mix of this fucking world without any fucking tools to help them become a functioning member of society after they've been know nothing nothing but war for fucking, 3 to 5 or 4 to, what is the minimum? It's like 4 years, right?
Well, yeah. And not only that, but we also got families that have, during the, before the recession and shit of, 08, 07, you had fucking banks giving loans out to people for homes and giving them mortgages that couldn't pay them. Then what happens when everybody, when a family, is working, a hardworking family is banking on being able to live in that house? Then bam, well, you were foreclosing on you now because you can't make the minimum monthly payment. Well, they're still trying to make you payments. Mm-hmm.
Everything is broken.
Well, they're systematically killing the middle class of America. They're trying to make you rich or they're trying to make you poor. And I tell you what, the Rich People Club is a very, very fucking VIP member only. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, none of us are fucking invited.
Yep. Never will be. Yep. Never want to be.
I don't want to be.
Fuck no. There was a time where I kind of wanted to be a member of that at some point, but pretty happy just where I'm at right now.
I'd rather die in a pauper's grave with hundreds of people standing around saying how good of a person I was, other than being buried in a gold coffin with nobody at my funeral.
That was deep, buddy.
And with that,
yeah. But yeah, but then, so we went to this fucking goddamn hotel. I spent $300 on this fucking hotel, man. I'm gonna look the name of it up right now. It was River's Edge Hotel in Portland. It's off the Willamette. It's kind of got a pretty site, but it's like, so here's the deal, I bought the suite, was trying to be cool, $300 a night. I show up there, they tell me there's another $50 deposit and $40 to park. For $350 a night, I want valet parking, motherfuckers, not $40 added onto my bill. Oh, well, you can hike in 2 miles if you can find a spot. Fucking awesome.
You can park in the Target parking lot about 5 miles down the road.
Nice, because we all know how Portland parking is. It's so much fun. I had to park 3 blocks away from the Rogue Brewery. And then I had to wait in line outside, my fat ass. Fucking A, man. So we get there, so the first thing I see is they're really COVID. Oh, and a 4 p.m. check-in time. I get there at 2 p.m. and they're like, we don't do check-in until 4 p.m. I'm like, motherfucker, what? 4 p.m. check-in time, $300 motel.
It's usually 3 is your 2 or 3.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just a dick. Maybe I'm out of touch with the motel living, Maybe it is 4. So anyways, but we get there. And the only redeeming quality was the lady that was working was really nice. She squeezed us in early. But yeah, they advertised these big beds. The bed had one tiny blanket on it, which would be perfect for Blackwater, who's never fucking hot or never cold. Hard ass bed, which probably would be perfect for Blackwater too, because
I like fucking soft beds. Fuck you.
Do you like soft beds?
Yes.
All right, that's good.
I don't like a lot of covers, but I like soft beds.
But yeah, not soft. And then but yeah, it just fucking suck dick, man. And then there's cobwebs on the wall, and it says this room has been fucking cleaned for your COVID fucking convenience. There's fucking we could have got the cobwebs, some of that disinfectant.
Would you guys fucking forget Charlotte up there in the corner?
No shit. What is Charlotte fucking? Does bleach turn Charlotte into some weird fucking?
Gonna wake up in the morning and there's a cobweb that says River's Edge Motel woven into the
Jesus, man. And then so they advertised these big jacuzzi tubs. It was just a regular bathtub. It wasn't it wasn't even a good jacuzzi tub. And then the shower was supposed to be different. And then the toilet's in a separate room than the rest of the bathroom, but it's a tiny little closet. Oh, this is bougie. Wow, this is great.
It's a poop closet.
So then I ended up eating a half dozen fucking voodoo donuts, half a pizza, and then getting fucking sick. And it kind of was an eye opener because on the way back, I kind of like snapped. I was like, I feel like garbage, and I haven't ate really too much like shit. I just had a couple chicken strips, but like I haven't ate too terribly since I got back. So it kind of was getting away, and I've just been working out like crazy. But yeah, so that was my Portland stay. I don't stay at it's a pretty, look, okay, it's a pretty good hotel, all right? Like, it's better than a Motel 6.
I don't know, man. Motel 6 has free parking.
No shit, huh?
And, I mean, if I really want bubbles in my fucking bathtub, I'll just fart. I'll see the fucking can of parking beans.
But yeah, man, like, it just wasn't worth the money. You know, I ended up paying like $400. And I don't know. I don't think, it was fine. You know, it's good to be there and hang out. But you know, I think I would have been just as happy at a Motel 6, to be honest, and saved like $300 or $200, you know? So, but yeah, so that's what I did. That's how my couple weeks off went. How did you do there, Buckaroo?
Well, I finished my hunting season at work. We finished off last week.
Yeah, you almost finished off the whole joint.
The day after the hunting season finished, I unfortunately started a small brush fire burning boxes, which big shout out to the Hettner Volunteer Fire Department. You guys were awesome. You were there, fucking Ricky Tick on the spot. You basically helped what could have turned into like a 1,000-acre brush fire really easy. And they weren't, you know, and the guys were cool about it. They weren't pissed. They weren't, you know, being dicks or anything else like that. Kind of giving me shit. A couple of them gave me shit a little bit, but they were mainly just joking around, being friendly. But yeah, so started the brush fire. Then I played in a disc golf tournament, my first ever one on this actually Saturday the 3rd of April. Battle at the beach in Boardman, Oregon. Yeah, I didn't play very well the first round. Ate some lunch and came back and played a little bit better the second, but a lot of improvements to make, you know. But it was a lot of fun. For one of those, you know, for the first time in a long time, kind of felt like a youthful spurt in myself again.
Yeah, man, that's kind of how it felt.
You know, kind of, you know, it was fun playing with a bunch of like, you know, mid-20-year-old guys and everything, and so.
Yeah, but
yeah, other than that, you know, had a bunch of fun doing it. You know, fucking tired as shit today.
Yeah, me too. I'm pretty pooped, man. Pretty pooped.
Pretty poop.
It's pretty tired.
Pretty poop.
Well, shit, what do you say we play some music? Did I even tell? Did I tell them what we played?
No, I don't think you did.
Jeez.
What was it?
Staring Back by
The Urban Pioneer.
No, Staring Back by the Urban Drug Dealers.
Oh, Urban Drug. Sorry, I can read.
Suburban Drug Dealers. Oh my God, I need to cut that out. Yeah. So I'm dude. Jesus Christ. So a fucking ant is gonna listen to this. Suburban Drug Dealers. We'll talk about them when we come back a little bit. We're also gonna do the beer review. The Suburban Drug Dealers are actually the newest members of the Ruckus and the Records roster, and that's a song you'll be able to purchase at the Ruckus and the Records store very shortly. That song, once again, was called Staring Back. It's a good one. So,
yeah, why don't we talk about the Suburban Drug Dealers before we go out real quick?
Yeah, I guess we might as well.
Yeah,
they're out of
having
Sweden.
cats out of the bag.
They're out of Sweden. They're actually they got members from everywhere, but they're technically out of Sweden. Great band. We're gonna have them on here pretty quick. Talk about the album. That album was actually a live take that they did for Moonrunners Music Fest. It turned out really good, so we decided to do it. So the album's gonna be called High on Our Own Supply. So it's gonna be good. And I'm such a dick for not announcing that and then not talking about it. I should have talked about it right out the gate. That's why you make formats to shows.
We also it's also been 2 weeks since we've been on too. And,
I bet I do this every week.
Well, then people should have gotten used to it by now. That this is our format. That we don't, at least we caught it within the first segment.
But speaking of new shit, up next, we got some new shit from the Raw Dogs out of the Seattle, Washington area. The pubic sound, as you would call it.
Pubic sound.
It's called Extinction, which is kind of what it looks like up there and down in Portland right now. And then that song's called Extinction. That's their new single, fresh off the fucking, I don't know, whatever things, the griddle or something. I don't know.
Fresh off the press.
The press, I guess. If you
or
the
the
press. And then followed by that, we're going to play a little Volk, Land of Toys. We'll be back to review some beer for you guys.
There's a land with toys. There's a land with two at a time with toys.
Two at a time with toys.
Two at a time with toys.
All right, we'll be back, folks.
Prepares. All America alters its pattern of life and work to meet the demand for protection, to supply the sinews of safety, the armaments of war that an embattled world must have if democracy is to survive. Mechanical genius joins with the muscle of millions of men, working to win for the ways of freedom. Freedom to think, to speak, to rise, live, and plan with one's fellow man. America's vast resources are harnessed to the job of being the world arsenal for this and other democracies. In present-day production of armaments is but a mere fraction of the great job that lies ahead.
Sounds like Dad's using his free exam trick again.
Well, you gotta stick with what works.
great show, Jimmy. You're gonna be a rich artist.
Hey, what happened to the stuff I made?
Your art, Jimmy? We sold it.
You sold the stuff I made? I want back. Give it.
No, remember, we sell it. I give you money.
I can't make new stuff out of money. Give me cans. I want cans. The good ones, the smash-ums.
So you don't want money. You want cans.
Yeah.
You're the boss, Jimmy.
I'm the boss.
Stay angry, Jimmy.
Alrighty, folks, we're back. That was Raw Dogs Extinction, followed by Volk, Land of Toys. We are back for a beer selection. As I mentioned earlier in the show, I went to the Rogue Brewery, and we're only trying one that I brought back this week. I've actually had these other two. I've been sitting on them for a while. Big shout out to Tim Cutter for going out of his way to go down to the Rogue Brewery and pick these up before they ran out. So this one here, this week, we've got, will you hand me just the regular Rolling Thunder?
Rolling Thunder.
All right, so this one's the Rolling Thunder Imperial Stout 2021. This is our 2021. This is by Rogue, by the way, of course. Next week, we'll try to not do something Rogue. We got some good Block 15 for you next week. But anyways, our 2021 Rolling Thunder Imperial Stout was aged for 9 months in handmade Rolling Thunder barrel works barrels, I guess. Previously used to age our Dead Guy whiskey. This is one of a kind Imperial Stout. Can be enjoyed right away or cellared for years. Either way, it's best shared amongst friends. AKA,
don't drink the whole bottle yourself.
It's gonna get you shit faced. 13.5 alcohol.
Whew.
That's like a whole beer in like that little.
That's a
shot.
that's a fucking bottle of wine, basically.
All right, so that's the normal Rolling Thunder Imperial Stout from 2021. Why don't you hand me that other bottle?
All right.
These are like $17 bottles of beer to you folks. We're about to tell you if they're worth $17. So this one is the Rogue Brewing Rolling Thunder Imperial Stout with natural flavors, finished with a Chipotle whiskey barrel. So Rolling Thunder Barrel Works is our barrel making operation located next to the Rogue Brewery and Distillery in Newport, Oregon. As the only brewer distiller in the country, we plain, trim, hoop, hammer, bend, toast, crows, bevel, shape, saw, sand, cauterize, and char Oregon oak with other wood varieties in an effort to produce about 1 barrel each year. Wow. So that's pretty cool. They age this in the same barrel that they make every year. So that's pretty rad, man. This is supposed to be Chipotle flavored, kind of.
The only thing I can say about the bottles is, and this is just my thing,
13.9.
With as fancy as it is, those should be like a painted, like.
Yeah, man, that was my exact thoughts.
Those labels are, I mean, the labels are kind of cheap.
They're shit.
Myself.
Shit for fucking what they are, man. I'm with you. That was my first thing when I saw them. I said for like $17-18, and I had to have these shipped too because I wasn't sure they were going to get them. And then sure enough, that one, the regular one, showed up at our liquor store. The Chipotle one didn't though, so I'm glad I picked it up. And then we got, this is cool because I didn't expect to get this, and I knew Timothy had told me about this. Timothy Cutter, when he went to get it, said he tried this on the tap, and they had it in cans, which is rad, man, because it's really good. It was kind of warm and not, I don't know. I could tell it could be better when I had it because I had it in a sampler thing like that. But so this is a white stout. It's called Panda Fluff. It doesn't have a lot of information on it. So let me see if I can pull it up. See if it'll give me a little snippet on the internet. Yeah, get your palate clean. Get the energy drink out of it. We're about to have very
more or less did the
cigarette
taste.
Hey, Smokey, where's the bandit? All right, let's see what Untapped is. Come on, Untapped, open up. If you guys don't have Untapped and you enjoy drinking beer, you should get Untapped and find us on there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so an intriguing and complex blend of malts and oats made with Sabro hops for a light, sweet, rich, tropical quality brewed with wheat and oats for a full body mouthfeel, then dosed with a healthy dose of cocoa nibs for sweetness. This is a creamy and light, sweet beer with a strong malt backbone and hint of granola madness genius. You know, it's actually kind of cool because it did actually kind of remind me of that Shavasana they did. That was really good. So, all right, well, what do you say? Should we try I kind of didn't put this on right. I think we should try the regular Rolling Thunder first. Then the Chipotle, and then we'll finish her off with the Panda Fluff.
Okay.
It actually smells good. Smells kind of like a dead guy. Whew. Holy shit. Son of a bitch. That hit me like a shot of whiskey almost. That's tough.
Woo.
It tastes pretty good, though.
That is good.
I gotta say it tastes good, but God, that is harsh. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's the toughest beer. That is the toughest beer.
That's a $2 steak tough.
Dude, that is the toughest beer I've ever drank in my life, I think. It tastes good, though. It's just not real smooth. Maybe the second drink will do better, though, now that I'm expecting it. I was not expecting that bite.
Sip it like you would a whiskey.
That's actually good, man. That's actually pretty good. If you get this somewhere, it's gonna be hard to find.
Definitely drink it I wouldn't drink it in a beer glass.
I'd
drink it in a rocks glass.
It's pretty cold right now too. It might be better a little warm because it's so stout.
I think being a little bit warm, it's gonna fucking burn. Especially with the whiskey hints in it and everything.
But it's got that real chocolate note in it. So
it does.
There's a hard chocolate in there, man, that really kind of cancels out. It's like that one that we had for Christmas that was brewed in was aged in the whiskey barrel. All you could taste was whiskey. This has got a real sweet chocolate taste to it. Dude, this is good. You could get real hammered drinking this shit, though. This is definitely, this little glass will probably get me going. That's good. That's good.
So right off the bat, tasting it, you do get the sweet hints of the whiskey barrel.
Mm-hmm.
You do get the sweet like whiskey taste to it, but it's not like grossly overpowering. And I'm a person that does not like straight liquor whatsoever. I'm not a straight liquor drinker.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of gives away to a more, like you were saying, that has the chocolatey, sweet, stout finish.
It hits hard at first.
And it really does.
But then you're like,
the mouth feels like a punch.
Yeah. It hits hard at first, but then you're like, that tastes pretty good. It tastes good. It's just tough. This Chipotle one, man, fucking A. I'm kind of worried about the Chipotle one, to be honest, though.
You know, you get about through half or through most of the glass. It lightens up just a bit.
Yeah.
Like by about the third or fourth of drink, it kind of the harsh goes away to it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna finish mine off too. That's pretty good. That's tough. It tastes like it tastes like a shot.
Yeah, no, it really does.
You know what? Actually, I don't like sipping it. I like to take a big mouthful of it because when you sip it, it tastes like whiskey.
Yeah, that's kind of the way.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I don't do whiskey. That bottom one tastes like whiskey too. Son of a bitch. Not good. I need a minute. I really think I need a minute.
You okay?
Dude, I'm a little woozy. I fucking hate whiskey.
I'm a little woozy.
I fucking hate whiskey, man. I really fucking hate whiskey. Fucking hate it. You know why.
Well, I know.
So, been there for all the Potter's Crowns and the Southern Comforts. I'm a mean whiskey drunk. I make bad mistakes. I make an ass.
You're pretty.
I think she liked me, though.
Yep, she did.
Anyways, that's why I talked to her again after that. That's why I talked to her again after that.
Yeah, same with me.
All right, let's try. Let's try the Chipotle. Or should we?
No, let's go.
Let's go balls in.
Let's just fucking, if you're going to dance with the devil, you might as well lead.
Oh, man.
Whew.
I know.
And this is about a tango, I think.
I know I'm not going to be able to finish that bottle, and it makes me feel really guilty. All right. I'm going to let you go first. You go first and tell me. Be strong. Holy shit. Dude. Oh, my God. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that, God. Did you try a sip?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Did you taste the Chipotle?
Yeah, it kind of tastes like just the Rolling Thunder with like taco seasoning in it, to be completely honest.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's not bad though, but you know, like
the
back, it's getting worse at the back end of it. Not my favorite. I wanted to have a little bit more bite to it because that hot blonde that Barley Browns does is spicy. It's really good. It's a real nice spicy beer, but this isn't real spicy. Just like he said, it kind of tastes like
I don't know. It got
added taco seasoning to the.
It's kind of. It got like a stomachy, like he ate
He
something
was
hot.
aged in stomach acid.
Yeah.
I'm not even finishing that. No.
I'm not a big fan of that, to be completely honest.
Woo! I was really looking forward to it, and I'm not either. I'm probably going to give it a 2. As much as I hate to give it a 2.5. But yeah, I'm
probably going to give it a 2.
I think I'll
give the normal Rolling Thunder probably a 3.5.
I'm going to give it a 4 for sure. But I think the Chipotle.
The Chipotle, I got to give it 2, man.
It's bad.
It's not my bag at all. And I like stouts.
And I like spicy stuff, but that is you pretty much nailed it on the head. And not even like good taco seasoning.
No, it tastes like they took like gas station taco sauce packets and fucking squirted them into like an imperial stout.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I can't even. That 3 drinks and I'm out.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to it too because I thought it'd be kind of like that hot blonde.
Oh,
not at all. Not at all. All right. Now this is the moment.
All right, Panda Fluff. Don't you let us down.
I know it's good. I had a shot of it, or like a taster glass like that of it, and it was good, man. But I think that it was just like the tap was a little off, man. There was something off about it, so I think this is gonna be better. I need to clear my fucking palate after that, though, for sure.
That fucking Chipotle, man, the Blackwater tummy kind of weird feeling. I'm probably gonna have to take a little dump later.
The Blackwater Black Dookie.
Black Dookie. Black, you're gonna take a Spencer Dookie later.
The Black Duke. All right. Burns the nostrils. This smells good. That's good. It's just good. That's good. I wish I would have drank it first. I really wish I would have. I think we should have drank it first because we could have worked into the harder shit.
It's pretty good.
I want to review it again after we haven't had a bunch of weird shit in our mouth.
Well, if you clean your palate.
It's actually, yeah, it's getting better too as you go. It's you know what I would have done with a Panda Stout though? I would have put some white chocolate notes into this bitch.
Yeah.
It's real fruity, but I like it. I like it because it's not fruity like an IPA fruity. It's like, it's really a mellow, creamy kind of fruit almost, you know. It's smooth. It's not like, you know, like when you get IPA with a fruit, it almost like sometimes intenses the hop flavor, I think, and the zang sometimes, but this really...
There's no... well, I think with the IPA and the fruit flavor like that, there's a lot of hops that have like tropical, like fruit kind of finishes and like hints in them and everything. Like the mango, pineapple, grapefruit are three of the big ones.
Yeah,
I think it's more actually like mango and grapefruit. Because, like, even those, like, as fruits just have fucking intense taste themselves, so.
Yeah.
It's a weird mouthfeel at first.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'd have to drink some more of it. I want to I think we should grade this on another show. We've got more cans.
Yeah.
I don't want to give this a...
Well, I just think these two, like you were saying, like we should have started with the Panda Flash.
Yeah, because I don't think I can give an honest... Because right now I'm leaning towards a 3.5.
Right now, I just can't fucking get over the stomach feel of that Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, dude, I'm done. I don't even think I want to drink anymore, dude, really.
Yeah, my stomach doesn't.
It doesn't like it. The thought of finishing that. And it's good beer.
Yeah.
And I want to finish it, and I've got a nice can. It was expensive. It's like a $15 6-pack, you know. Like, I want to finish this shit, but it's just... yeah, man... not feeling good after the stouts. But yeah.
This is my one thing with it. And I know it's a light stout, but when I want a stout, I want all malt stuff like that. I don't want any hop flavor to it.
I didn't catch any hop flavor.
There's just a hint. And on the back end of it, but not very much.
Well, I'll try it again, okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to grade it right now. I would give it a 3.5, but I think it's probably a 4 beer. It looks like a 4. It drinks like a 4, but I'm just not in the mood to drink. And right now, I feel like any beer I drink would be a 2 after that. So I'm gonna say we'll put the Panda Fluff on the back burner. For now, I'm probably going to try to drink this throughout the show, though. I don't want it to go to waste. And I will give the Rolling Thunder Chipotle a 2. I should probably not even give it that.
I'm almost in the more that I think about it, I'm almost in the 1.5.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it better than a 1 because it's a
dude, I don't want to. I'm gonna drop it down to a fucking 1. And I'll tell you why. Because not only was it not that good, the fucking bottle is garbage. I would give it an extra star if the bottle was good. But I'll give the Imperial Stout, the Rolling Thunder Imperial Stout, a 1. Or a 5. Or 4.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 4. Because it was good.
I don't like Chipotle shit either.
I kind of do. It's hit or miss, but it was definitely a miss on this one. I feel like next time they should go for like a jalapeno or a...
poblano pepper.
Something.
Taste.
Yeah, not
Chipotle.
Yeah, maybe even like a habanero, but not a lot. Just a little, you know. Habaneros are really good if you don't overdo it.
Yeah.
They're really good if you don't overdo it.
Brew the beer in just the habanero seeds from out of the pepper. The fucking be so hot you'd fucking you'd just shit yourself.
Yeah. But I think that Rogue needs to go back to the drawing board for spicy beers so far.
Yeah.
Guys have knocked it out of the park with a lot of stuff, and I feel real bad because you're my favorite brewery, but I can't be biased just because you're my favorite brewery. And you're not going to win them all, you know?
Exactly. I don't like everything Temperable puts out. I don't like everything, Pelican puts out.
And somebody else might love these beers.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody else might love that shit. It's just not, I'm going to give it a 2 or 1. And which sucks because I think it might be the only one I'd give it next to maybe that Voodoo Ranger. I would drink that IPA Voodoo Ranger from New Belgium Brewing before I would drink that.
Didn't we give that one from Elysian, that Bifrost or something?
I would drink that Bifrost over that. I don't think there is a beer that we have reviewed on this show that I would not drink over that Rolling Thunder. And that was a $17, $18 bottle of beer. Not to mention the fact that I legally had it sent to me through the mail.
They're called bootleg.
So it was another like $15 for priority mail. But good on the Imperial Stout. That was about, I'll tell you this right now, that Rolling Thunder Imperial Stout is a gold barred standard for an Imperial Stout, I think. It hits you like an Imperial in every sense of the word. It nails you to the fucking goddamn chair.
It got some good burn to it. It got some good strong,
and then it tastes good. It tastes good.
And when you swallow it, it has a good taste.
I wish I had a cork because I would cork that bitch up right now and put it back in the fridge and drink it later. But anyway.
Just drink them all now. We'll be fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll be back with you. We'll be back with a segment from Felix Thursday.
But first, we should tell them what we're going to play.
Oh, this is why you're Al Borland. This is why you're my Al Borland.
Well, yeah.
You need to do more of that, buddy.
Well, I'm trying to keep you on fucking.
No, I know you do. I know. I appreciate it. I'm telling you, thank you. But earlier you're like, oh, I'm not Al Borland. I'm Tim Taylor. No, Tim Taylor would not announce the songs, and Al would be like, Tim, we might want to know the customer or the Tool Time audience what we're building today, and I
don't think so, dog bite.
You're my Al. You're my Al Borland, buddy. That's all there is to it. So up next, we got a little Ugly Valley Boys Raven, followed by Felix Thursday. Fuck it, I didn't even put a song down, but we're going to play It's Hard Staying Sober in Hebner because I'll be damned if either one of us are sober in Hebner right now.
No.
All right, and we'll be right back with you with a little Felix Thursday action for y'all.
Little Fifi action.
Under my skin, when the heart grew cold, that's when the sun shined in. A South Force will rise. You've been a you've been a long time. I had my share of heartache even before I was born. They tell me that something passed over from the black night beyond. A South Force will rise. You've been a you've been a long time. Well, they say when you fall alone. When you rise to find your way back home. Say when you fall alone. When you rise, find your way back home. Find your way back home tonight. Now that the smoke is cleared, I'm the only one standing here. Oh, oh, a good thing, but that one turned out bad. I was looking over all the things that I thought I had. I saw it pulsarize. Been a long, oh, yeah, been a long time. Well, they say when you fall alone. When you rise to find your way back home. I say when you fall alone. When you rise, find a way back home. Find a way back home tonight.
Dishes are done, man. Cleans them down to the shot.
Well, I gave up my drinking 4 years ago, and I've done pretty good on the straight and narrow, but I'm headed up to Hefner for a big pack show. And them Oregon cowgirls don't like here, no. Well, it's hard staying sober in Hefner when the penalty's pouring like rain. And I'm seeing some friends from back in my devilish days. Lord, help me to turn down the bottle and give me the strength to do right. Because it's hard staying sober in Hefner, Oregon tonight. Well, I went from a life with 4 wheels for a home to a guitar picking daddy with no wife to show. Hey, I met all my wild side that I care to know. Lord, don't let Hefner make me weak and low. What's hard staying sober in Hefner when the penalty's pouring like rain. And I'm seeing some friends from back in my devilish days. Lord, help me to turn down the bottle and give me the strength to do right. Because it's hard staying sober in Hefner, Oregon tonight. Yes, it's hard staying sober in Hefner, Oregon tonight.
Hey, how you doing? Gar.
Hey, Tiny, who's playing tonight?
Jolly Green Giants, Shitty Beatles.
The Shitty Beatles. Are they any good?
They suck.
Then it's not just a clever name. Who else?
Crucial Taunton, they're just finishing the set.
I hear they can wail.
You're right. Party on.
Party on.
Yo.
All right, legs.
Alrighty, folks, with us on the Zoom is a Dogwater Radio veteran, if you will, a legend, a living Dogwater legend.
The last member of the Sarsaparilla Jug Band.
He's been an original since day one. Mr. Felix.
Well, there was only really that one legendary appearance, and then after that, it continues to go downhill at a pretty steady clip.
That's kind of that's kind of the podcast itself. So.
the magic of that one morning.
What have you been up to, buddy? I don't really have a format. Thanks for stepping in. We had a cancellation, to be honest, and we know that we can always we never schedule Felix for shit.
Yeah, he's like, hey.
It's because
I think
that's he's good for whenever.
I figured if you asked me, then somebody canceled or you couldn't book anybody.
Well, I mean, and that's good. We do the same. Well, we kind of got a monthly thing.
Prize.
So, but we know we're always going to get good shit with you, and we know that we can do it without any kind of format. It's not like, hey there, Felix, why don't you tell us about what you're working on? We don't have to wait for like you to be working on shit to have a good show. We can talk about aliens, Bigfoot, fucking peaceful pools or whatever, tranquility ponds.
Meditate.
Oh, meditation pools. That's what they are.
Well, there's only one.
Was that the hospital you went to the other day?
Yeah. See, there's like 4 different pools, but the other ones you can what's that called where you talk to other people? You can socialize in the other ones, but not in the meditation pool.
Dude,
you have to be silent.
Yeah, it's the silent sewer.
Yeah, I mean, it's become a requisite for my body, honestly.
Really?
I don't know what the hell. It's just after you cross the mid 40s, like all the sins of your body come back to haunt you. I'm like, why does my arm hurt? Like I just, because when I was younger playing baseball, like we didn't have a pitch count. You know what I mean?
Shoulder hurt.
Like my shoulder is such a mess right now. I wonder if it's because of that. Of 12 years of just throwing ridiculous numbers of pitches with horrible mechanics.
You're like, why does my shoulder like click and pop about the 3rd or 4th time that I raise it up?
Well,
you're probably like Tanner off Bad News Bears, I imagine would be. Have you ever seen?
Is that the original with Walter Matthau?
Yeah, he's the little blonde kid that's always fighting people. Saying, well, never mind. Saying, fuck
yeah, I got into a fight in Klamath Falls.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, it was the 80s, and I had earrings, and like the kids in Klamath Falls, it was senior Babe Ruth, and the kids in Klamath Falls, I say kids, I think you could play senior league until you were 18, but these guys had full beards. They all looked like Brooke Blanche. They did. They had like Sasquatch DNA, and they were like 14. And so I was pitching, and I would get this, like stuff from their dugout, like faggot, and so I hit a guy, and then the next guy came up, and he like stopped and stared me down because I just hit the batter before him. So then I hit him, and then the third guy came up, and I was just like, get in the box, I'm hitting you too. And then that's when shit went crazy.
Is there a video of this game anywhere in existence?
It's shot on the same video camera that the Bigfoot footage was shot on.
Oh yeah, it's probably on a stone tablet somewhere. Klamath Falls had a baseball park too. They didn't have a fence because these Sasquatches out there were like Mark McGuire and hitting 100-foot fucking home runs. There was no fence. There was a field, like a grassy knoll area, and then there was like, you could hit it over their head so far that the center fielder would have to relay it like 3 times to get you out of home plate. That was one way, a sort of fucked up inside the park home run. Or the other way, I mean, yeah, there was no outfield fence. Klamath Falls is a strange fucking place.
Yes, it is. I agree with you on that. I've only been there a few times, but I've always got kind of weird vibes.
I feel like the native people there and spirits there are not happy.
Yeah, it's.
I feel like the native people and native spirits are not happy anywhere.
Yeah,
and I have a real knack for staying in hotbeds of fucking genocide too. I grew up in the shadow of Mount Shasta. Now I here on fucking Mount Konocti, where they shoved all these different tribes together and lost 50% of the population butchering each other before they, died of other ritualistic fucking horrors that were inflicted upon them. Yeah. You can't treat human beings like that.
Well, no, just ask any, Japanese, German, or Italian American about that. Especially the ones that were living during the early 40s.
You know what? If you're human, your DNA has trauma in it. Humans are just fucked up to one another. And for the last few centuries, it's been Anglo-Americans perpetrating most of it. And I wouldn't even say we're really perpetrating most of it. If you look at what happens down in the Congo and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. The rampant genocide of African tribes among themselves, and look at over Myanmar, the fascism and shit like that, where they're
the Chinese, you got the fucking Serbians. So we can't just always be pointing the finger, in one direction.
Not at all.
I think Americans, we tend to, it's as hard as it is to imagine, we tend to give life a greater premium than it's afforded elsewhere in the world.
Huh.
Human life can, it's crazy.
Fuck
if
off.
you think about,
unless we got the nice new iPhones out there.
We got this fucking rover up on Mars, man. And if this rover found a blade of grass, it would shake the foundations of humanity.
Exactly.
And yet, by people who have not only life, but we have consciousness, we have written and spoken languages, and we walk by people huddled up on the street. I mean, it's just fucking mind-boggling.
That's the way it's always been, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hierarchical.
Yeah, the upper class has always fucking walked by the peasants on the street. That's why there's
I guess
poor.
Worse, if you can imagine that. It used to be a hell of a lot worse.
Instead of just people begging for $1, it was begging for a scrap of food back in the day.
Isn't this a nice way to start a conversation on Easter Sunday?
Yeah, exactly.
I give
we're talking
humanity at its best.
We were just talking about making a new we were just talking about making a new format for the show where we don't talk about depressing or political shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you get when you get the fucking consolation prize. You ring him up an hour before you want to talk to me.
You're never a consolation prize.
Never, buddy.
No,
always.
I think about this
nation of Dogwater Radio. That's how I see you, buddy.
If
if you were here, it would be the Dogwater Thursday show, and we would record the three of us all week, every week.
I gotta tell you though, man. I was, I'm writing out a set list or whatever, because I got to do that ruckus in the internet thing, and then I'm playing in San Francisco next weekend, and I'm like, fuck, these songs are really depressing. Like I know they're depressing.
Yeah. No, you can't.
But I've got 80 songs here, and none of them have anything nice to say about anything. I was like change the narrative. You know what I mean? But like, what am I gonna do? Like, I've got some oceanfront property in Arizona.
You can start
like that.
Urban.
Write that. That's a great fucking song. But like, that'd be so not fucking genuine. If I wrote that, it would be absurd. I could write Pac-Man Fever.
Ooh, that's a good song.
Good fucking song. Pac-Man Fever. Did you ever hear the whole album? There's a song about the Fender and a song about Frogger.
Pinball Wizard, man. Sure plays me in pinball.
You should be the first country music of our artist of our generation to write a song about Minecraft or Fortnite.
Or play
Fortnite Fever.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think I've ever.
It's on. And now that you said it, now that you spoke it into existence, wow, that's gonna happen.
Dude, Post Malone is doing a double country album with Dwight Yoakam's band. That should have been our topic this week.
I gotta tell you,
I'm
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Dude, Post Malone is a bad motherfucker, dude. He tore that Sturgill Simpson song up, dude.
I don't know.
Did you hear the cover?
Huh?
Did you hear his cover of Sturgill Simpson?
No. Like, to tell you the truth, I haven't really listened to him. I just saw him do like a commercial.
We'll probably get turned off, but hold on. I wish I could share this on like your screen so you could hear it through your speakers. Dude, I'm telling you. If you're going to do a country album and you're fucking Post Malone, you pick fucking Dwight Yoakam's band. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
I don't know. I think I would have rather went with Marty Stewart and the Super Relatives.
Well, that's not his whole thing, you know.
I know, but
check this out.
That's
Yoakum, because you guys are fucking weird, man. They play a lot of weird shit.
Yeah.
Like covers the Clash.
Can you hear it? Post Malone's dad said his first gig was playing country music in an Italian food restaurant. He's playing guitar too. It's not like he's just sitting there on his ass. No fucking auto-tune. All right, you get the picture, though. I mean, that's through the chorus and the first verse.
Yeah, that sounds like you know what it sounds like? Or maybe I'm just high. But it sounds like you ever hear the band The Hooters?
No.
Oh. They're kind of like John Caffrey and the Beaver Brown Band, but like punkier.
John Caffrey.
On the dark side.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's like that. It's got that weird. Well, I'm hearing it over a phone being played through a phone, but it has that weird like 80s movie.
Yeah, like I just stayed in your arms last night.
Well, yeah, I could hear it. I think it was probably a little amplified on your end, though.
I think it sounds sleazy.
A little bit. It sounds like a decent. It sounds like a.
Isn't that the song Sturgill Simpson hates too?
Yeah, it sounds like a band like Cross Canadian Ragweed doing a Sturgill Simpson cover. Is what it sounds like to me. Like not, I wouldn't say it sounds like pop country, but it's like on the red dirt fucking side that's dancing in the pop country territory. Like you still get the same dipshit crowd, but it's a little bit more tolerable, I guess. What are you doing? Can you even hear me? Did you mute me?
Song stuck in my head. Lord, if you can hear me, won't you throw a damn dog a bone?
I can't play that.
With better deals, old show's going wrong. Sorry, just stuck in my head for a second.
I've been spending nights on the internet looking for a wife, but ain't found one yet.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on with Sturgill Simpson.
Oh, he just put those 2 double albums out.
Those 2 double bluegrass albums.
Or I guess it was actually just 2 albums, but yeah. He put 2 bluegrass albums out of his songs.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that guy's gonna last, honestly.
Yeah, well, he seems to be doing all right.
No, well, once you win a Grammy, you're always gonna be doing all right.
He went on Joe Rogan, so you know.
once you're on Joe Rogan, you're set for life.
The mark of a person making it in this world anymore is if you're made fun of on South Park and you're a guest on Joe Rogan, basically.
Well, I mean, if you're a cool person,
I'm okay with being the new media. I'm fine with that.
You're gonna be the new media.
No, Joe Rogan being the
Oh yeah. Gary Lindsay's starting a church.
Huh?
Gary Lindsay's starting a church.
Church of Gary Lindsay?
Yeah, he's starting a church. They do church at bars on Sunday. It's like going to be a legitimate church. You'll have to tune into the show to hear about that with my interview with Gary Lindsay.
So is it like doing it not to be taxed? Or...
Yes.
Hit the nail on that head.
But it's kind of like cool because he's going to imply like the good parts of certain religions to it, but focus on music. Because like I guess he does this thing called and it's kind of like a church on Sunday, but it's for like punk rock. It's like a punk rock church kind of, and he says like he just encourages people to dance and sing. So it's like and have fun and drink some beers. It's like just a way to kind of meditate and cut loose. But he says he looks at it kind of like singing in a choir, and being in that kind of church. But it's cool. It was a really good interview. You should check it out. I think you'll enjoy it.
He's an cat, man. He's like this weird throwback to like he's like a character you'd see in Guys and Dolls.
Oh, yeah.
Like the guy that has the like crap game in the garage.
Oh. Yeah, it was cool. It's one of my favorite fucking interviews so far, man.
Hey, he does stuff with Hank 3, huh?
Yeah. He was, at least. I think he kind of ended up on the...
I would like Hank 3 coming back, man.
His son, have you heard about his...
Didn't
we talk about his son?
That's embarrassing.
A little bit.
That's just embarrassing. I mean, I could see like maybe he's like, fuck it, I'm out of music. If this is how fucking low people will sink for recognition, maybe he's just like, fuck it, ain't worth it. I could see that. Because if you have any sort of relation to Hank Williams, like they all go out there, and there's that Holly Williams.
Yeah. But did you see he was like holding the 4 up in the picture? Did you see the picture of Hank Williams or Hank 3's son like trying to do the thing now? They just calling him 4.
Oh God.
He's trying to make money. I mean,
It's
I
not
would think.
funny at this point. Like you can't. I don't know. I don't get it. You know. Like, I mean, it's funny too because it's like he's doing exactly what Shelton did. He's all like, "Well, I didn't really want to do this, but now I'm broke, so I'm gonna do it." Like, and
He's a high flyer, coattail rider.
but I mean, I heard some of the stuff. It's not bad, but of course,
Oh God, man, I don't want to hear it. I really don't.
you should. I want you to listen to it. But it's
No,
a little
I
different.
don't want to. I really, it's just, it makes me uncomfortable. It does. That shit makes.
Have you seen the pictures?
Yeah, one picture, and that's all I needed to see.
I'm gonna send it to you. I want to make sure it's the one because I want to see your expression.
No, one where he's got like a black vest with patches on it.
Yeah, and then he's got the
Like,
four.
looks like somebody just draped it on him. They got it from a Hot Topic or whatever the fuck they have now.
Yeah, and they're like sharing it on Hank Threes. Everybody's losing their shit.
I not be able to look at Hank 3, man, because like my ex, whatever you want to call him, ex brother-in-law, he always had on CMT or the Hunting Channel. So like I remember Hank 3 when he was doing that Men with Broken Hearts record. He was still a teenager where he did that with Hank Jr. and then they like superimposed Hank Williams' voice in, and then they would throw him out every once in a while on one of those fucking stupid shows that they used to broadcast on CMT back in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, just have basically like he just looked uncomfortable. It was just uncomfortable to watch. I was like, this guy doesn't give a fuck about this. And they got him dressed up like a fucking idiot. They got like a band behind him that he's obviously not tight with. And then when he came out with Lovesick, Broken, Drifting, he was a totally different dude. And I went, wow, this is this guy that's fucking lived it now. But of course, I even love Brothers of the 4x4. And you hate that.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I think after Damn Right Rebel Proud, it just started, or even Rebel Within.
You know what I liked? I actually liked Carmageddon, or not Carmageddon. What was the name of that fucking album that Carmageddon one?
Yeah. He didn't write that.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, I know he didn't write that. I don't know who did though.
The one that
I can't remember. Weird husband and wife.
Huh?
This weird husband and wife that makes this like real weird, like fucking outsider music. I can't remember their name.
Yeah, that was a good one, man. I really liked like that whole album wasn't good as like a whole, but it had like 4 or 5 super solid, interesting, different kind of songs on it that I really liked. I'm actually going to listen to it tonight because I want to hear it again. But God, that was a good album, I thought, personally.
I think Hank 3 is like David Bowie. Like I remember David Bowie putting out this shit in the 90s, even like parts of the 80s, you know. And then in the 90s he put out some really fucking bizarre stuff up until he died. And it's like it literally at the time people were like, I don't know, man, this just kind of sucks. But then you listen to it 20 years later, like if you listen to Tin Machine and you're like, holy fuck, man, that's like basically like how Nirvana sounded and Pearl Jam. Like it was just sounded so bizarre at the time that like your mind couldn't make sense of it. Hank 3 is like that. I think like certain ideas that pop up on records like Brothers of the 4x4 and Damn Right Rebel Proud, like we'll see him being like ripped off 10 years from now. And we'll be like, oh, wow, that fucking makes sense.
It'll be in
just the
commercial like 2020, right? 2026.
He's a fucking nut job.
Yeah, no, he's definitely like, he's his own beast. That's for sure, man. Definitely his own beast. He's fuck, I hope that wasn't our whole show that couldn't upload.
It's just an update.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely got an interesting approach to how he does shit, man. And I think he's like one of those artists. He's like Frank Zappa. I mean, I'll even go out and I will say like Tom Waits.
Captain Beefheart.
Captain Beefheart. Actually, Gary gave Captain Beefheart like a big shout out on his thing, you know. But it's like one of those things where
Bob Long. Yeah, or Long. Sorry.
But here's the deal, though.
Captain Beefheart was the greatest blues vocalist of all time, but his music was so fucking strange that they're like, well, he might be the best singer of all time, but like we can't even like classify this. But like, if you listen to that guy's voice, he's a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
Gary Lindsay, I could see where he'd dig Captain Beefheart. That makes sense.
Yeah. He for sure. Shelton though too is cool because Shelton's got that side of him that's really weird.
We got kind of got
he can pen a real country song though too, you know.
Holy fuck yeah, man! Like that guy.
He's doing his fucking sleep. That's probably why he doesn't like to do it, is because it's boring to him.
I think he's just like, you know, the whole country music thing, just like the whole rock and roll thing. Once you're enveloped in that, and there's like, these are the people you need to know, and this is the hierarchy, and this is kind of the traditions of it, and this is the parameters of it. And I think just to a point, he since he grew up around it, he's like, okay, I get it. And then to a point, he's like, this is driving me fucking insane. I can't possibly live like this. You know what I mean? Because Nashville's, it doesn't change much. You know, it's the same money, it's the same fucking labels, it's the same producers, it's the same studio musicians for fucking like 20, 30 years at a time. Like when he started in country music, he was studying under, I guess, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He was being mentored by Mel Tillis, which to me is the most rad thing on earth. I would love to see fucking Mel Tillis and Hank 3 playing fucking honky tonk songs. So I don't know, man. I could see him just not wanting anything to do with country music, and then at the same time feeling like he has a right to it.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost like it's an entitlement he almost deserves to have a little bit. I guess. I guess is my feeling on it.
It's just such a bullshit institution. Like, I mean, when he started that whole Opry is Sin thing, because he's like, man, they don't even have Hank Williams isn't even reinstated into the Grand Ole Opry, but they got a fucking Hank Williams impersonator greeting all the tourists out in front. And he's like, this is fucking wrong.
Yeah.
They never reinstated Hank. Like that's how petty and fucking far back all that shit goes.
Yeah, and then you know, though, I wish that documentary would have got put out. You remember when they were doing that documentary, man? The reinstate.
Which one?
They were gonna do a Reinstate Hank documentary, and I guess the opening scene to it started out with Shelton sticking a needle in his arm and drawing out a pint of blood and writing a letter to the Grand Ole Opry in his own blood.
Oh my God, man. That's why I like that guy.
They had a bunch of cool people. Like Wayne Hancock gave a fucking an interview, and I was there when they showed up. I was on tour with Bob and Wayne at the time, and those people showed up, and the fucking documentary never got put out. It kind of sucks, but they did a documentary, or they did an interview with Wayne, and Wayne told them, he was like, um, he's like, I don't think we should reinstate Hank into the fucking Grand Ole Opry. He's too good for those motherfuckers, or something like that. And then he just went off on all these lists of reasons on how the fucking Grand Ole Opry is just a shit show, and it's like a fucking bunch of fake bullshit anyways, and that they should just make a whole new like Grand Ole Opry around Hank Williams and do it the right way, and like just a bit like a different kind of Opry, you know.
It's very conservative, man. It's very conservative.
I couldn't agree more either, though. There should be some kind of foundation, some kind of stage. And unfortunately, though, it wouldn't have the history. That's the thing about the Opry. It's got the history, but there should be some kind of stage where Hank Williams is like the center of it, because there's nobody fucking better at country music than Hank Williams. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. There's nobody more important than Hank Williams on country music. I mean, you can go Ernest Tubb. There's a lot of guys that you get up there and get real.
Oh, it's different. Hank Williams is just like fucking transcended everything, though.
And it's because
like he's best or anything like that.
Like it's Garth Brooks when you think of 90s country. And like I'm like not a big Garth Brooks hater, but there's a lot of better 90s country artists for sure. But it's not like that. You don't hear that and say, Garth Brooks just gets put into the country because he had all these hits.
But even Garth Brooks is dwarfed by Hank Williams. That's how big fucking Hank Williams is.
Yeah.
Like nobody would ever put him above Hank Williams.
Well, no, and then all the people that have covered Hank's songs in different genres of music, you know, like there's been so many people do Move It On Over, or I Saw the Light. Or was I Saw the Light a Hank song, or was that a gospel song that he just did?
No, he wrote it, man.
He wrote it? And they sang that shit. They sang that shit in church out of that sinning guy's mouth.
Well, yeah, I mean, you gotta think about, like, no other songwriter in the history of the fucking world has had as many of their songs sung on a Saturday night and on the following Sunday morning. Yeah, I mean, Hank was, but you know, the fucked up story, every time I hear that song, I think of the story where he's in the back of, you know, whatever fucking Cadillac they had with Minnie Pearl, and he's just all strung out and not having a good time. And she's like, oh, you know, just sing I Saw the Light. And he's like, there ain't no light. And I just go, oh, fuck. So every time I hear that song, I just think of Hank Williams sitting in the back of this fucking Cadillac in the dark somewhere on some highway, just going, there ain't no light. Like that somebody could be capable of that amount of beauty and introspection and brilliance, and then still, after all that, still have to grapple with just feeling like it's all just fucking meaningless.
Yeah.
I'll say this, I don't think I've ever heard Garth Brooks cover a Hank Williams song either.
No, not that I know of. Maybe live every once in a while, but I mean, I think
Alan Jackson better than Garth Brooks too, man. I gotta say.
George Strait is too, and George Strait penned his own tunes.
George Strait is in another class. Like I don't even know that fucking Alan Jackson belongs the same class as George Strait.
Probably not.
I mean, he's like fucking perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Just perfection. He can do all that stuff.
Another guy that's kind of stuck in between that era and the era before is Travis Tritt. He's a goddamn good one too.
Oh, Marty Stewart.
I like Marty Stewart.
You know, it comes down to that. Fucking Alabama. Confederate Railroad.
Confederate Railroad, those poor bastards. Fuck. They couldn't have known. They couldn't have known. Their fucking career, which shouldn't still, honestly, I mean, I'm sure they're good and all, but I mean, come on. They're all like in their 60s now. But you know, they're totally blacklisted.
Oh yeah, because the Confederate and the rebel flag shit and everything.
Dear Lord.
You gotta go back and look at some of Alabama's album
Oh yeah,
covers. There's
yeah.
Confederate flags all over that shit.
I saw Alabama when I was a kid there.
Soon.
When
When
they came, even the closer you get, the further I fall.
People are just gonna have to accept the fact soon that that the Confederate flag, even though it's banned, or it should be like banned now or whatever, that flag wasn't racist to everybody who flew it. You know, like it might be a racist symbol, and maybe people didn't respect the fact that it was racist, but
they just need to listen to a little bit of Dixieland Delight, and they'll feel all better.
Whitetail buck deer, roach not over, pretty little groundhog digging in a hole.
Red-tailed hawk sitting on a fence post.
You know what a good song about a hawk is? Is that John Denver song, The Eagle and the Hawk? You ever hear that? I am the hawk, there is blood on my feathers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Al Montana Sky is another one of my favorite John Denver songs.
Some Days Are Diamonds. That was a good one. Hank Jr. did that. John Denver wrote it. You know, I got an interesting kind of thing going on with John Denver. My dad was a huge John Denver fan. But then
he's my grandpa.
I like John Denver myself.
John Denver like won that Academy of Country Music Award, I think it was.
Over Charlie Rich.
Charlie Rich torched it.
Yeah.
I love Charlie Rich too, man. I really dig Charlie Rich. Especially like the more cocaine he did and the more he was like the more orchestration and like red leather fucking corner booth seating that was installed into his studio or whatever. Like the more 70s that guy got, Charlie Rich was pretty badass. Actually, I like his rockabilly stuff too.
Yeah.
Charlie Rich, man. You ever hear that song? That's the way the cowboy rocks and rolls.
Wasn't that the one? Or no, that's not. That was Brooks and Dunn song I was thinking about.
Something like driving trucks, dip goal. That's the way cowboy rocks and rolls. I think Linda Ronstadt did it too, or Emmylou Harris, one of them too. It's like Cannonball Run country.
Oh, like Smokey and the like basically
like Bandit country, T.J. Hooker, or not T.J. Hooker, Fall Guy country.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it.
I sort of thought the lost my head, no wonder.
Yeah, I'm getting tired. It's late.
Oh, really? About music. But you know what? I gotta say, you're playing with one guy that's kind of good when you're playing that festival thing.
Who is it?
What's that thing called?
The Jackalope
Jackalope Jamboree.
Yeah.
What's the name of that guy on there? Jesse Daniels.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about him.
Dude, he's pretty good.
He's
good. And then of course the Sierra Farrell, she's good.
Yeah, she's pretty good. Yeah.
How'd your show with Silas? Has that happened yet, or did that happen like a couple weeks ago? Or
yeah, I guess now. Well, it became like a tradition. He's like, "Hey, man, if you're playing, can I stop it and play?" And I was like, "Well, fuck, we'll just both sit on the same stage." And then we had Dogbite do it one time. And then I got some mushrooms. And then the last time I was like, oh, we'll just keep taking mushrooms and we'll just keep doing it on the same stage. And then this other guy from like Roseburg or somewhere, it was kind of cool. Like his girlfriend writes the songs, but he sings them. But he's like a total Florida Georgia line kind of guy. I don't know what the cool new country is or whatever, like on the charts, but that's him.
Hip hop.
Like he probably George Strait's outlaw country, and he's sitting up in Silas, and we're on mushrooms.
Hey, Jesus Christ!
But it was good. It was cool. Actually, I'm supposed to answer a Facebook message from his girlfriend. She writes lyrics, and then he has to sing them. So I thought it was pretty cool. It was like Bernie Taupin and Elton John, or fucking Shel Silverstein and Dr. Hook.
Well, Shel Silverstein wrote songs for Dr. Hook.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He wrote on the cover of the Rolling Stone.
I wrote your album for you.
Oh.
Bobby Bear too. He wrote songs for Bobby Bear.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah. Shel Silverstein, he was a fucking class act, man.
Obviously, you wrote a boy named Sue.
Is he still alive?
No.
I don't know that much about him, but he must have been a fucking psycho.
What?
Like those songs are insane.
Dude, he was a fucking like a staple at the Playboy Mansion back in the day.
Oh yeah, he wrote.
He wrote for Playboy a lot. Him and Hugh Hefner were pretty good friends.
In the 70s, and then he's running around with like fucking Dr. Hook and Bobby Bear.
Oh yeah.
Like that one song, gotta get rid of the band. The rocking too hard for country music, man. And then he's talking about how like his band members are gay and one is vegetarian. And one's like all fucking hooked on dope, and he's got to get rid of them.
That sounds like a Dire Straits song.
Yeah, I think Mark Knopfler would be more literary and eloquent.
Yeah.
But Shel Silverstein's, yeah. The Dr. Hook songs are good too.
Dude, Dr. Hook's one of those bands that doesn't get that much notoriety.
I love Dr. Hook. It's my mom's favorite band.
Yeah, to me, they're always like and I'm not taking anything away from the Grateful Dead or any bands like that, but they always get overshadowed by them, or even like Flying Burrito Brothers and all that shit.
I mean, the Flying Burrito Brothers were on a whole nother realm.
Yeah, but
they're another fucking planet. And the Eagles, the Eagles are fucking. If you think about it, it's just because it's become so ingrained in our culture, and it's like it's part of our.
If you ask me, the Flying Burrito Brothers have always been overshadowed by the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles. But of course, the Eagles are like they're like the LA Lakers of fucking whatever you call that music, easy rock.
I love the Eagles though, man. I really do. I like how they harmonize and shit, and they're just geniuses, man. If you watch them all play together, and you watched I just watched that documentary they did, and it really gave another light. I mean, I always liked the Eagles. Okay, I mean, I'm not a Hotel California guy. I kind of like them before Hotel California, but
yeah, the country rock stuff.
If you like their early stuff, the '70s Eagles is pretty on par, man. And they're pretty versatile as well. They had
like 4 different singers, 4 different songwriters. These guys were like all fucking shredders on there. It's like having a band of Honeycuts.
All of them pretty much. All of them could harmonize with each other. All of them could play everybody's instrument. Everybody, yeah. It was just something that was a cosmic thing. They all hated each other for the most part.
I bet. I like Joe Walsh. She's my favorite Eagle, even though he only showed up towards the end.
Well, I thought he showed up in the middle, kind of the middle-ish end.
He showed up for What was it? Hotel California, right?
No, he was on one album, I think. Let me look it up.
I think he showed up for it. I think he showed up for. Yeah, it had to have been Hotel California, and then the long run, and then they were done.
Yeah.
Why do I know this stupid shit? But Glenn Fry too is pretty cool.
Yeah, Glenn Fry is my favorite Eagle, actually.
You belong to the city. You belong to the night. I even like a solo stuff, Smuggler's Blues.
Joe Walsh's show. Pappy Pfaff.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, man. It's like this guy, he's got like self-induced fetal alcohol syndrome.
He looks like,
I'm like Joe Walsh fascinates me. I'm like, I can't believe motherfucker still. It's like,
oh my god,
almost like Muhammad Ali was toward the end of his life. He just staggers through fucking life inexplicably, and then gets up on a guitar and like plays amazing. You know what show's really good? If you want to go down a fucking rabbit hole. Daryl Hall from Hall & Oates.
I heard about
has this show called like Daryl's House or Daryl's Garage or some dumb shit like that. And he's got like a studio at his house. And then he invites these bands over. So it's like him and Cheap Trick. And Cheap Trick's doing like Hall & Oates songs. And it's just fucking insane. I'm trying to think of the other like bands he's had there. Oh, he had some crazy ones. Oh, he had Joe Walsh, of course. That's what made me think of it. Yeah, Daryl's House or Daryl's fucking Garage or something. That's what I do with my pandemic life.
Yeah, Pappy Pfaff showed me. I mean, that actually sounds like maybe it was Joe Walsh on that show, or am I thinking?
Yeah, he was.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, and it was I watched the Joe Walsh episode.
The one with Cheap Trick was badass, but I'm like a huge Cheap Trick fan.
Yeah.
I think. Oh man, I wish I could write songs like Cheap Trick.
Then you can play them at the Budokan.
I'm trying to write. What I'm really working on now is writing contemporary Southern rock.
Well, I tell you what, that's where you're gonna get your millions.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think this is it. Like Collective Soul. Like I want to write songs like Collective Soul and all those other bands.
Collective Soul isn't Southern rock.
No, it's contemporary Southern rock.
They're like a
It's not even contemporary, but
they're dancing.
It's not like Molly Hatchet or Blackfoot or Leonard Skinner or the Ozark Daredevils or whatever the fuck.
Rabbit hole last night, man. It was fucking.
You went down a what?
A Skinnerd hole last night. Shut the fuck up.
What's your opinion of Molly Hatchet?
You know, I can't. I've never been a Molly Hatchet guy.
I'd rather listen to Blackfoot or Ozark Mountain.
Yeah,
Rebels
me
myself.
too. Yeah, for
I
sure.
am the only person I know that loves Molly Hatchet, and they are like, besides St. Christopher, and Molly Hatchet, like in my top 5 favorite, most influential everything.
I'll have to check. Maybe I'll look more into them.
No, I mean people just don't like them. They just don't.
Is there a band you either like or you don't like?
It's like, I don't know, maybe like people in Florida and shit love them, but like nobody wants to listen to Molly Hatchet with me.
I think it's on Spray Paint and like Mad Dog 2020. Like they sound good.
I thought Molly Hatchet was a bitch. And I also love Blackfoot too, but I love Molly Hatchet. I love more than Blackfoot. Blackfoot's bitching. I love all that 70s like Southern rock, Grinder Switch, Mama's Pride.
Georgia Satellites. They're not really 70s. They're more.
I do love the Georgia Satellites. That band, Battleship Chains.
Marshall Tucker Band.
Marshall Tucker Band's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. The Dixie Dregs.
Charlie Daniels, for that matter, was in that kind of.
Charlie Daniels is another one of my biggest influences. Isn't that weird?
After I think it was about almost 8 years ago, seeing Charlie Daniels in Hermiston at the county fair, and
hell yes,
it was all right, but it was such a letdown. He's all America did, America, America did, changing the lyrics around the long hair cut.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to talk about getting stoned anymore.
No, if you go to the Charlie Daniels Museum in Nashville, also known as the Charlie Daniels Gift Shop, where you can purchase. I remember taking my friend Joe there, and there's Confederate flag, little kids, Confederate uniforms. You could dress your kid up like a Confederate soldier, and he's like, "Do they know that they sell this stuff?" I'm like, "You're in the Charlie Daniels Museum in Nashville, Tennessee. This is specially ordered for this place, man." But
part of Dixie.
They changed all the lyrics, yeah. So it's not like long-haired country boy and all that. But I don't, I love the 70s Charlie Daniels, but I really love 80s Charlie Daniels. Once Reagan got elected and Charlie Daniels found his inner conservative, he just started sounding like a fucking nut job.
Kind of like Hank Williams Jr. did with George Bush Jr.
Yeah, it was basically like Hank Williams Jr. got toward the end of his career where he just started he started writing songs that were just exactly what he thought. They weren't even clever. I fucking hate Democrats. Yeah. That's the name of my new single. I just fucking hate Democrats. And then Charlie Daniels was but some of his best work, In America, where the eagle's been flying low. Oh no, and the flag's been flying low. And a lot of people saying that America's fixing to fall. You know that one? Speaking just me and some people from Tennessee. Got a thing or two to tell y'all. This lady may have stumbled, but she ain't never fell. And if the Russians don't believe that, they can all go straight to hell.
God.
No.
No. Music encyclopedia, man.
The Hank
that it ever would happen again.
Merle Haggard.
America, he never did think we'd ever get together again. In America, we're walking real loud and we're talking real proud again. In America, that was the 80s. That's when he was at his fucking peak. It was 70s Elvis. But then I love the Charlie Daniels of the 2000s.
Yeah.
Where he's doing all of his apocalyptic shit. And he's like, they're reptiles drinking the baby's blood. Did you ever hear that shit? Steel Prophet?
No.
Yeah, well, you guys aren't Charlie Daniels fans then.
I'm not. I don't like Charlie Daniels, to be honest. That's definitely.
In fact, just watched him just tonight on the YouTube when he was still alive. He was singing some fucking song in a church congregation, like a whatever they call it, a witness or a testimony. And oh my God, he's fucking crazy. I followed two people on Twitter, Charlie Daniels and fucking Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And Charlie Daniels tweets make Donald Trump seem like fucking Bernie Sanders. I miss Chuck Daniels.
Yeah, it's you read 3 or 4 tweets, all right, Chuck, we'll see you later.
Oh no, man, he's just
Rush Limbaugh.
fucking death sentence for marijuana smokers and shit. You're just like fucking batshit crazy. Like your grandpa who's got one syringe in his arm, shooting him full of Fox News, and another one
Got a
shooting
big
him
old
full of
turkey
fucking like
conservative values shoved up his hairy old ass.
yeah. Oh, Charlie Daniels was fucking brilliant, and somebody took over his Twitter account so that fucking love never dies. But I do love Charlie Daniels, and he's a fucking genius, musical fucking genius. Oh, and I love his songwriting. Also Hank Jr. too, though, of course. I think that's the way to write a fucking country song right there.
Yeah.
Like Hank Jr. writes songs about shit that like nobody else cares about but him. Like that song High and Pressurized.
Yeah, that song is great. I love it when you sing that too.
Don't take long to get there if you're high and pressurized. Ain't very far from nowhere if you're high and pressurized. Do much better show there because he got a fucking plane, so he writes a song about it. It's like, I used to ride on buses and I hated every mile. Because riding around Greyhound ain't riding around style. Damn things always broke down, the tires are always flat. Always been against bussing because bussing ain't where it's at. That's probably how he got divorced, because he just writes songs like, don't tell my wife that you and I spent the night together. He's like writing this fucking song. Susan would know if, you know, like the record comes out and she's like, you son of a bitch. Probably like all of his divorces came because he didn't understand subtleties in his songwriting.
Yeah.
He's like, this record, like, you remember that song he wrote? Oh no, he did the Leonard Skinner song, "Working for the MCA" or whatever. He's like he'd be talking about like his contract in a song, like, even if this record don't sell, I'm gonna make $1 million. Done signed 5-album contract deal. You know, just like, yeah, no. Oh, that's why I love Hank Jr. as a songwriter. It doesn't get better. They really don't. OD'd in Denver? Who the fuck writes a song like that?
Feeling Better?
I'm actually going to listen to OD'd in Denver on the way home.
Feeling Better is one of my, like, I've been listening to that quite a bit. It's one of my favorite Hank Jr. songs.
I like Man of Steel.
Man of Steel is a good song.
Or what's another one? I quit. Or I started Lifesavers to give up cigarettes or something like that. But there ain't no lifesaver. Get me over you.
One of my
old habits like you, hard to break.
The hamburger steaks, holiday.
Oh yeah, that one is your favorite. That's the kind of world that I'm living in.
I'm telling you, Hank Jr. is so underrated. I don't know how anyone can underrate this guy. First of all, he sold a fucking fuck ton of records. He packs stadiums.
Came back and still is a singer.
Huh? Fell off a mountain.
Yeah, he fell
like
off.
He lived.
Actually bettered his career. Actually, like it made him better to fall off that mountain, in my opinion.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, I think that from the sounds of it, he got real fucked up.
Well, the reason that he holds his mouth like that when he sings sometimes is because of that wreck or because of that accident.
That's why he grew the beard.
He has a big old fucking gnarly scar like right around his jawline.
There's a fucking curse on that family, man.
Yeah, there is, man. They're crazy by blood. They're like the whites, man.
Like the whites.
That's probably why fucking Hank and Jesco hit it off, is because they're on the same fucking realm.
Well,
there is a curse. You're right. There's like a curse in the Williams blood, man. It is there.
Well, let's just, the man was raised in it, or Senior was basically raised in a brothel half his life. Or as they called it, a home for wayward young women.
Yeah, he
You know,
only
it was a whorehouse, right? His mom was a madam.
Yep. Maybe, or what? And that's what like there's family members who came out on documentaries and like this little guy's like, yeah, Home for Wayward Women. He's like, those ladies were working girls.
I think, yeah, I mean, if you look back at and it'll never be this way again. It'll never, ever in a million fucking years be this way again. But the way it used to be, if you go back into these guys' lives, like even Hank Snow, he had a fucked up life. Merle Haggard, come on now. Johnny Cash. Like these people came from fucking insanity.
Oh, just shit.
This ain't Blake Shelton. You know what I mean? And Blake Shelton's gonna seem like fucking David Allen Cohen.
fucking get my head around is Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton sucks, and so is Gwen Stefani. And I knew it from the beginning. When she came out, I was like, she's like that stupid chick that wants to hang around the skaters because they're popular at her high school. And as soon as she can, she'll fucking shit can them for whatever else. And she did.
She's a
and then she ends up with this fucking vanilla idiot redneck. Some beach, somewhere.
Dude, I tell you, like
that's fucking Toby Keith there.
No, dude, that's dickhead. That's
I got a new
Toby Keith doesn't even write songs that fucking dumb.
Yeah, no, he doesn't, man. Let me tell you, I got a new fucking found respect for Toby Keith. I used to hate that motherfucker for years, but at Merle Haggard's last show, he could only play half of it, and Toby Keith went to watch it because he knew he wasn't doing good, and he's a big Merle fan, and Merle came back sick as fuck, couldn't finish the show, and he goes, do you know enough songs to finish what songs of mine do you know? And Toby Keith said, I know all of them, Merle. And he said, finish my set for me. So Merle Haggard hands you his guitar on his last show and tells you to finish his fucking set. That man's got my fucking respect now. You know, I don't give a shit if he wrote Should Have Been a Cowboy or fucking all the bullshit 9/11 America music that came out. If Merle Haggard
passed... was fucking awesome. We'll put a boot in your ass.
He went out there and played like fucking 2 hours of fucking Merle Haggard obscure fucking songs too, I guess, is what I heard. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what made me love Toby Keith? Two things. And it was Merle Haggard related, but this was like years ago. Because of course I love Merle Haggard. And of course, like Toby Keith, I'm like, this guy's a fucking douchebag. So they're doing one of these things, you know, where every 10 years they try and rustle up Merle Haggard and talk about he's a country music legend on some stupid fucking CMT show. So they've got him on a tour bus. He's on his bus and they got Toby Keith comes in. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like personally insulted that Toby Keith is on the bus with Merle Haggard. And Merle Haggard hands him a guitar and he's like, play me something. And Toby Keith plays the fucking weirdest ass Merle Haggard song ever. It's all in the movies. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, this guy actually listens to Merle Haggard. That's like the weirdest song. Like if Merle Haggard handed me a guitar, you know, like you'd expect someone to play Mama Tried or The Bottle Let Me Down or Big City. And he plays this weird ass song.
I play Rainbows.
I went, oh, Toby Keith's all right. And the other thing I love about Toby Keith, we've discussed this before, is like his songs are fucking dumb. They're so fucking dumb. Like, I don't even think Trump would give a speech that's as dumb as some of fucking Toby Keith's lyrics.
I'm just surprised that Trump didn't have Toby Keith. I think that fucking like
I don't think Toby wanted any part of that shit. I don't think he wanted any part of it because after Toby Keith became friends with Merle Haggard, like he changed. He did. I see shit different now.
You kind of that's when I shifted my views on old Toby, man, is when Merle fucking passed the torch. I'm like, all right, I guess this guy's got it, man. You know, I don't necessarily like his music. I sure as fuck don't listen to a lot of it, you know, but Merle says you got it.
Well, it's just because he's from Oklahoma. But you know what song is rad by Toby Keith is it's all about me. It's all about I. It's all about me.
It's all about number one, mommy, my.
But Toby Keith, like that's the thing. I've said this like probably 500,000 times. But you have like guys like Brad Paisley who are seriously good fucking musicians. They're totally schooled in the history of country music. And they make shitty music on purpose.
Yeah, I feel if Brad Paisley actually had some of his own creative control and let him go.
Or Joe Nichols or some dude like that you know that they know their shit. Brad Paisley, they know their shit. They're totally capable of playing like Whiskey Lullaby. That song was fucking badass. But he chose the fucking dark side and just did this fucking lady at the ice cream shop wants another dip, whatever the fuck. So, but Toby Keith, on the other hand, his songs are fucking stupid, but he doesn't know they're dumb. He thinks they're fucking brilliant. He's like, I just wrote this new song. Wait till you fucking hear it. We'll put a boot in your ass. And they're like, are you fucking serious? Like, we couldn't even hire anybody in Nashville to write something this fucking stupid. How did you do this? Okay, Toby, go for it. But like, he doesn't even think it's dumb. He's like fucking out there singing it with conviction. So cheers to Toby Keith. At least he ain't faking it.
I guess he's the real deal, I guess, in that sense. He believes.
Yeah, I think that's like the most he can muster intellectually is like, I think he puts 100% of himself, heart and soul, and fucking muscle, fucking curly fucking mullet into it. And he's just like, ugh, just like he ejaculates the full Toby Keith into every one of his songs. And that's the
Ejaculates the full Toby.
That's the best. That's the best seed. That's the best that Toby's seed can produce is that particular fucking song at the moment. It's all about me. It's all about I. It's all about me. We'll put a boot in your ass. What was that one song? That one song he wrote was fucking brilliant though. I love this bar. It's my kind of place.
Again. I don't think Willie.
When I walk in, it puts a big smile on my face.
Willie loves Toby, man. That's another thing, you know.
Because Willie's high and Toby makes him laugh. It's like the little person that they would keep around in like the courts.
Willie might have been the reason that fucking Toby didn't get involved with Trump shit, actually, because Willie hated Trump and Toby holds Willie in high regards. And I bet Willie was like, come on, man, this guy ain't like us. You're from Oklahoma. You think he gives a shit about you? It's probably exactly something Willie Nelson would say to Toby Keith.
What exactly somebody should have said to the fucking majority of American voters that fucking voted for the people?
The only celebrities that they got to endorse Trump were like Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal,
oh god,
Dana White.
Dana White.
White, yeah.
Fuck Dana White.
Dana White's a douchebag, man. I mean,
famous like that Paul kid that keeps. You should try to fight Dana White, Jody. Call him out.
I whoop Dana White.
I would fight Dana White, but he would kick my ass in about 5 fucking seconds.
Fuck Dana White up. Just because you fucking do, just because you are president of the UFC and shit like that, doesn't mean that you can fight.
Oh, he would whip my ass, especially now. my fucking
Drop
arms
together every other
fucking head.
Jody just has like a hardcore man.
The best I could hope for is to have him chase me around the ring and see if he has a heart attack or some shit. But if he got a hold of me, that little Uncle Fester looking motherfucker would kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pop him like a fucking pimple he is.
Yeah.
You know what? You see this Francis Ngannou guy?
I haven't been paying attention to fighting a lot lately.
He's from Cameroon. He used to work in like a fucking diamond mine or something. I don't know.
Won that heavyweight title.
Yeah, he beat up that
Yeah.
Russian or whatever the hell he was. I don't know why I know that I shouldn't watch UFC, but I do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a blood
I know
sport.
why you watch it, because your wife's into it.
No, she only likes Kana.
Oh man.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, don't do
And
it.
then she doesn't even really like him. It's just because he's Irish. It's like she doesn't even like him.
Oh god. Oh god.
They're special fucking people, man.
They certainly are. They certainly are. They're good people.
Do you know? I looked it up because I was wondering.
That's my type. That's my people. I'm literally wearing.
I was wondering. I was like, in World War II, because Hitler went over to England. And he just bombed the fuck out of him, right?
He didn't fucking touch Ireland though.
No. And I was like, why did they land in Ireland and use it as a base so they could really fuck up England? And he's like, nah, I'm good. Fuck those people. They're like a genetic fucking anomaly. I don't even want to fucking mess with it.
I'll fight the whole country, kids included.
That's literally a country.
They'd be throwing fucking potatoes at them.
Basically.
I'm telling you.
He grew up in the junkyard.
We got to build back better, like Joe Biden says, but we really do. We really do need to make America great again.
I like
America,
Joe Biden after marijuana and everything. Fuck him.
Joe Biden is a cunt, and I'm glad I didn't vote for that motherfucker. I'm so happy that I had enough wherewithal that I didn't do the desperate thing, and I cast my ballot accordingly, because that I can't in good conscience. I mean, I don't even, the choices, there was no good choice. I just had to vote for Joe.
Never fucking is. That's the goddamn problem,
No, but this is abysmally bad. Like, I thought Clinton Trump was a bad choice. Like, that was bad. But the poor man.
Yeah, and the fact that Trump was such a piece of shit, they made it some epic fucking thing, which is what bugged me. There was 100 fucking candidates better than Joe Biden, and once again, they fucked Bernie Sanders over.
He wouldn't have won. He wouldn't have won.
And then
I'm pretty damn convinced they threw this fucking election, because no one disputes that 73 million people voted for fucking Donald Trump. Everyone's like good with that figure, except for Donald Trump. He thinks more people voted for him. I don't think more people voted for him. I think 73 million votes, which is the record, the all-time record for fucking presidential votes. I think, yeah, he got those. What I don't think is that Joe Biden got 75 million. No way in fucking hell. I ain't complaining, because there's no way another 4 years of Trump and we would have fucking, oh my God, I don't know how bad things would be. But this was not a legitimate election. No fucking way. There's no way 75 million people got out of bed and went and voted for Joe Biden. There's just no way. But they could never pull that off with Bernie Sanders or fucking Mayor Pete or any of those other fucking knuckleheads. I loved Beto until he started fucking talking. Beto let me down.
Started to talk about once he was like, "I'm going to take everybody's guns." I'm like, you're dumb.
I was like, "That's it. You're fucking done." It was, but he did that. He had to have done that on purpose. He's not. Nobody's that fucking stupid to say something, and he just say one stupid fucking thing after another.
Biden's out swinging on the guns. You know what's weird to me is that now this can go one of two ways, but how many fucking mass shootings did we hear about when Trump was in office? It's been like 3 months. What, Biden's been in office 3 months now, and I've heard of like 3 already.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because we were in a pandemic, there were no schools.
The fucking Democrats fucking heightening the hype a little bit.
I've always said they're heightening the
No, we absolutely have to protect our gun rights. Yep. Like 100 million fucking %.
100%.
And all you do is talk to one of these fucking idiots that lives about fucking 50 miles from me here in the Bay Area. And they go, "Oh no, like guns, nobody should own a gun." I'm like, but you're talking about police brutality? You trust these motherfuckers to have access to guns? Like, the guns aren't there for me to shoot an intruder. I'm not worried about intruders. Last thing on my mind when I go to bed at night is, I hope I don't have someone break into my house and I have to shoot them. More common is me going, I wonder if I have to take up arms against my government. Yeah. That thought goes through my head way more frequently.
Yeah, that's pretty much, that thought at least passes in my head once a day.
I'm just saying,
even
if it's once a month, it passes through my mind more frequently than thinking I would ever need a weapon to defend myself against my fellow fucking wage slave.
This interview is gonna take forever to edit.
I'm just saying, that's the reason we have the right to bear arms. I work in a school, man. Like, I've been on these lockdowns. I've actually, performed in real time. I've got plenty of weaponry to defend myself and my kids. Because it's amazing the shit you have to walk through with teachers. Like, oh my God, what would we do if somebody broke into the room? I'm like, you got a fire extinguisher right there. If you blow that fucking fire extinguisher in someone's face, they ain't doing shit. And you probably just killed them.
Do you have a large paper cutter? Like a large, like the old...
Oh, yeah.
Fucking rip that goddamn blade off and you have a fucking sword.
I don't need a sword. I just need the fire extinguisher.
Yeah. Where are they, on fire? Are they Ricky Bobby?
And then if that fails, then I go into plan 2, which is Operation Human Shield. No, just kidding.
Yeah, throw one of the kids at him. Fuck it.
Oh, catch.
Yeah.
But like, I don't worry about it. It's just such a scaredy cat society, man. I knew as soon as they made wearing seatbelts a fucking law, we were done for. You know, seatbelt tickets I've got. Seriously, I've got, I think, 4 seatbelt tickets.
Jody got one.
I got one in Eugene.
After you flicked a fucking cigarette out your window.
Yeah, no, actually, I didn't flick the cigarette out the window.
Oh.
He pulled me over, and I had it was coming down to like the very end of it, and like I basically like flicked it out, and I put the butt in the car. So.
That's what I'm talking about. That's excessive policing.
And it was
like that. Nobody needs to live on such a fine edge of like worrying about how they're smoking a cigarette in a fucking car. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead. Fucking defund the police until they get their shit straight. Meanwhile, although my friend Christine says in Portland that she has like homeless people fighting with samurai swords and dumpsters. So
Bad.
maybe we need some, please.
Dude, I was just literally talking about Portland on this show, dude. I was just there last week. It's insane. It's fucking insane. Everybody's like, oh, Antifa protesters, homeless. Homeless fucking people are like shitting in the middle of the fucking streets, dude. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Eugene right now, and she's like, I don't want to move to Oregon.
Nobody's talking about the fucking homeless problem like more.
Because
like,
because of the rampant samurai.
People are talking. People are talking.
Well,
they need to be talking about it more. It looks like looks like Central Park in New York City during the Great Depression. It's fucking insane.
Hey man, you're from Oregon, so you know this. Like, okay, some of that is just fucking society unraveling and economic disparity.
Thanks, Ronald Reagan, for kicking all of our fucking mentally ill out in the 80s.
Well, there's but you know as well as I do that 80% of that is people who saw a fucking loophole during this pandemic and during all this fucking social civil unrest. And they're just like, fuck it, dude. This is what we're doing. We're camping out. And they always find places like Portland. Like, if you were seriously destitute and like just trying to survive, I mean, I'd be out in the wilderness, right? I wouldn't be in downtown Portland.
That's what
I'd be someplace a lot warmer than Portland.
That's what I've always said.
Right.
Why would
Portland's where it's happening, man. And those are probably most of the quote protesters as well. Let's be real.
Yeah, no, they probably are. They're probably the homeless down there stirring shit up or getting involved in things, and then the
Not homeless, they're trustafarians, you know, they're college kids, they're just fucking aimless.
I don't think any of those guys have the balls to sit in there. They're all in their little dorms or fucking apartments that cost $3,000, fucking pretending like they give a shit while they sit there and soak their conservative parents' money up like a little fucking bunch of needy little sponges they are.
Well, it depends. It depends on what college you're at.
Portland State University, probably down there, you know. PSU.
No,
Bygones.
Lived in his van. He got like a state park pass and just parked his van. He's like, I'm not paying fucking rent.
Dude, I'd love to do that. I'd love to boondock like that and shit. Have a self-contained van with fucking solar and shit like that. Just pull into it.
Yeah, it breaks down and you're like, where the fuck am I gonna get money for a new transmission? That's what always creeps me out about that.
Guess you're staying there.
I know, I'm such a negative Nancy. I could see why though. I mean, this we're becoming nomads.
Mm.
But almost everyone we know has lived some sort of nomadic lifestyle for several years at a time.
Rubber tramps, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
months. You know, I did months. I don't think I ever did years. I did months. I did about a year actually when I was with Bob, a year and a half, where I was kind of a rubber tramp. After that, I moved in the trailer with Dickwater, and rest is history.
Well, once you have children, I mean,
sorry, stuff your rambling days.
No.
I didn't get you a break.
That's not what I meant, buddy. Oh. You know you're special to me.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I stopped you from buying that brat. You know,
What?
True brat.
Fuck yourself, dude. Don't turn my joke around on me. That was my joke to you. Fucking John Sargent loving motherfucker.
I was talking. You talking rambling.
Oh.
Rambling in a Subaru.
Subaru is the best car you can buy.
I do agree with you there. They're a pretty damn good cars.
Man, when I had my Subaru, that thing took me places like I could never get in a truck.
How's your Mini Cooper going?
It's good now that they fixed it after a fucking tree fell on it.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh,
if that would have been an American car, that tree would have just bounced right off of it.
You know, if it wasn't a Mini Cooper, evidently they built these things like fucking tanks.
Yeah.
He's like, it would have been way worse. This is like super reinforced steel.
Till they get like 5 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
Weigh
No,
5,000 pounds.
No, that's why I got it, because it gets good gas mileage, because it's just me and Hannah. We have to commute every day for an hour. So I get like fucking 36, 40 to the gallon.
Well, shit, man. We should probably wrap it up. It's getting fucking late, buddy.
Yeah, I call Louise. She was up in Eugene, probably panicking.
Yeah. Why is she panicking? Oh, because you haven't called her?
Oh, no, just because she's like, I don't know about Eugene. It doesn't seem like that nice of a place. I'm like, Eugene's a total fucking shithole, but you should have seen it 20 years ago.
You should ask her how many people have asked her for cigarettes. It's like the cigarette
Oh,
guy.
yeah. Eugene is home of the aggro hippie, because in California you have like this, hey man, can you spare some change? And then when you get to Eugene and Portland, it's like, hey man, give me a fucking $1.
Or hey man, I need a
I'm
cigarette.
like, fuck you, hippie. This is not how you speak to me.
Do you have an extra beer out of that 6-pack?
Yeah, you can ask Dan and Fecto how it turned out between me and hippies. It escalated rather quickly.
Oh yeah, he was like, "What's wrong with that Felix guy?" I was like,
"What's wrong with me? I didn't ask to play anybody's fucking guitar."
I
did my.
I'm joking. Fuck, he didn't even say that.
No,
He did about somebody else. I won't mention that on here though, because that person is a friend of mine, yet still kind of a loose cannon, and he's currently kind of pissing a lot of people off. So I'll just leave it at that. Huh? Well, we'll just say that he was mentioned once in this this segment randomly a while ago.
Okay, let me think.
Don't say the fucking name, because I don't want to edit any more than I already have to. I gotta
Let me think.
this ass shit out of here.
Well, we didn't talk about Cole, so it wasn't Cole.
No, it's not Cole.
Let's just trust and believe that we
What does his first name start with?
Starts with a B.
With a B?
Yeah.
Belinda.
And his second
And
initial
Belinda.
starts with a B as well.
His second initial?
His initials are BB.
Benjamin Button.
Why do I not remember this?
Don't say the fucking name if you think about it. Anyways, we're gonna log off because I can see.
So what did you do?
It's getting
And then
late.
I can probably guess who it is by what they did.
It's getting late. Tell your friends good night.
Hold on, I'm gonna shut the interview off right here, and then
Yeah, I gotta hear this. This is too.
I'll just tell you.
I want to know if I can guess who it is by what they did.
All right.
old eyes ain't seeing two able-bodied young men just lollygagging.
Can you, like, shut up?
Say what?
I spun my tears to gold for all the world to see. You only love the awful parts of me. I whispered truth untold. Farewell, sweet sanity. You only love the awful parts of me. Down here at the bottom of your dried up wishing well, I'm living on your borrowed dime. You're living on my wildfire in me lights a path so you can see. You only love the awful parts of me. But you can have it all. Revenge and apathy. You only love the awful parts of me. You only love the awful parts of me.
Bill, wait a minute. Don't ring that up yet. I need something for my lumbago. The pain is killing me.
It's killing you, my ass. He doesn't know the meaning of the word pain, Phil. I got a pinch sciatica. It'd make your lumbago look like eye strain.
Pain. He wants to talk about pain. I had a gallstone the size of a baseball.
Well, gallstones, yeah. Gallstones are for pussies. When I had the shingles, you see me in here complaining to Phil about it, huh? Did you?
Shingles, schmingles. When I had my ulcers, I was farting razor blades.
Alrighty, folks. Jesus Christ on a cracker, as my co-host Blackwater Dern would say every once in a while.
Christ on a cracker.
He likes to say that. Jesus Christ on a cracker, he says that. Yeah, so we started out, we did, before the Felix Thursday interview, we did the Ugly Valley Boys Raven, followed by Felix Thursday, It's Hard to Stay Sober and Hebner. And then we did the Felix Thursday interview, followed by Absinthe Rose, Step Right Up, and then followed again by the lovely Rachel Brooke, The Awful Part of Me. And so that about concludes our show. We are a little bit running on empty.
You would think 2 weeks off we would have something a little bit more to talk about at the end, but we were actually talking about it, we spent a lot of last season bitching and moaning about political shit, which was needed.
Well, it was election year, too.
And the way the world was working at that time. But
I
No,
do
we
think
kinda
we can touch on
wanna-
a few things. Like, so here's my thought. Like, I'm kind of over it. I want to build a show around things that are fun to talk about.
Yeah. Happy.
Sometimes we need to talk about things that just need to be talked about. But for the most part, I just want to build a good, I want a podcast that everybody can listen to and not get pissed. And it's going to be hard to do these days, but I just want to prove that there's more common ground in this world than there is not common ground. Mm-hmm. I think politics, I'm over it. I've already am fucking tired of... I'm already tired of the Democrat side of things as it is. So, and not so much. I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, I don't know much about the actual policies of things. I don't know. I'm sure there's Republican policies that make sense, and I'm sure there's Democrat policies that make sense, but I don't know much about that. I just see how the politicians in certain situations act themselves. And I know how fucking the people that are so passionate about politics, the Davenport politicians, as I like to call them, they really turn this into like a Bloods and Crips mentality. And I don't think anything's going to get better. We were talking about Portland and all that shit. I mean, that shit's happening in California. It's all over the place. I mean, I think the Midwest is doing pretty good, but I mean, pretty much all major cities look like shit right now, and it's...
And not only major cities, man. To be completely honest, we're starting to see homeless populations spring up in small towns.
Well, actually, just today, I was in Boardman, and I pulled over and... I helped this homeless guy, or I didn't help him, but I actually checked on him though. So on a normal day, I would have drove by and just not.
Was he the gentleman that was sitting going off of Wilson with the dog?
Yes, I checked on him.
I was gonna say, okay, cool. I was wondering what was going on with that.
But I'm kind of surprised he was still sitting there when you were there, because that's he was there when I left, and I left there probably 2 hours before you did.
Yeah,
if not 3.
He was still there.
Yeah, and he had a box.
I kind of I drove by and I kind of looked, and I didn't want to stare and try and make him feel uncomfortable, but I wanted to make sure the guy was okay. And
yeah, when I was going past him, because was he still up against that electrical box?
He was sitting on it when.
All right, when I went past, he was slouched against it, and he was falling up against it when I went there. So I went past, and I was like, son of a bitch. There are cars behind me, so I kept my eye on the mirror, because I was going right past him when it happened. So I couldn't just stop, pull in. It was I had to go find a place to turn around. So I checked to see if any of the other guys behind me or cars behind me would stop, and sure as fucking shit, nobody did. So I went up, and I turned around, I came back, and I creeped up, and I saw him sitting there, and so I just rolled down my window. I'm like, "Are you all right, dude?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." He seemed really drunk, but I was like, "Do you need anything? Do you need water or food or anything? Does your dog need water or food or anything?" And he was like, "No." He's like, "I'm good." And I was like, "All right, man. Are you sure you don't need anything?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right." So I just turned around and went back after that. But I mean, at least I want to make sure he wasn't dying. I wasn't going to leave him there. You know?
No, exactly.
I think there's too much of that shit going on, man. And to be honest with you, a month ago, I might have just fucking drove past and acted like that wasn't my problem. But just with how my life has been going as of late and how I've been looking at things, I was like, I'm not going to be that guy anymore. And this is the day I'm going to stop doing that.
Well, we've talked about it in the past. This world needs a little bit more empathy.
So I went back, and even though I was a little scared, and his dog hated me, he was barking and shit. And it was a boxer, beautiful boxer, but he was old as shit. So, but he was barking, and I went and checked on him, and he said he was fine. Hopefully, I mean, you might want to see if he's still there on the way back in and check on him.
I will. I'll take a look at you, see if he's there. But he looked a little bit more sobered up when I went by.
Yeah.
He wasn't all slouching and stumbling around. He was just sitting there. The dog seemed really content. The dog seemed well taken care of.
Yeah, he was pretty chubby for a boxer.
Yeah.
He wasn't skinny. You could tell they were pals, and he was protective of his owner.
Mm-hmm. that's one thing that I will remark about some homeless folks. You know, and let's just get to be honest. You know, let's be honest. Like, not everybody can help a situation like that. Sometimes shit happens. You know, but if you see an animal with a person like that, and they're like actually like look like they're well fed, they're taken care of. You know what? I'm more apt to actually help them out and give them a little bit more money. You know,
Yeah.
I mean. And I guess that's a fucking really fucked up way of thinking about it, kind of, because, you know, you'd probably want to help out the person that had, like, the dog that was skinnied up and...
Yeah, and my thing is basically, it looked like he was falling in pain. He didn't look in good health.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be sure I
looked like
called
an
an
older guy,
ambulance or did fucking CPR, because I'm CPR trained, and I don't want to be the asshole that lets some guy fucking die just because he's homeless, you know? I probably would have got the shit bit out of me by that dog while I was trying to do CPR on it. That would have sucked. If anything, I'd end up with a fourth dog again. Because, like, I had to take the guy's dog because he fucking ended up in the hospital or something.
But somebody's life, you know, people's lives matter more than yours.
Oh, yeah.
You want to be, don't fall over, you know, out of your van, head over tea kettles.
Ash over tea kettles.
Yeah, ash over tea kettles.
Fucking son bitch, is she okay? Dude, 90% of the people that listen to us talk on here are like, oh my god, these guys are dumb.
Yeah, they're like, no, we do not have...
Dumb.
But I'm pretty sure I have a little bit of mental problems. Pretty sure I got a little bit of... That's one thing I'd like... That's one thing I'll talk about. I've been doing a lot, or listening up a lot about CTE.
What's that?
The concussion shit now that they're with the football players and NFL, or actually any athlete that has like, I can't remember what it exactly stands for. But basically they're, you know, the way like shit was covered up in like the late, you know, 90s, early 2000s was fucked up, man.
Well, it's not even just that.
Like
It's like every year.
Well, not only that, but like the CTE is scary, and just even like a little bit of like you know, brain trauma on like a kid, you know, even high school kids.
Yeah.
Like it can cause this shit to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is like the repeated concussive force of getting your head hit.
Mm-hmm.
It causes this shit called tau protein to build up in your head, and it's the same thing that when people have Alzheimer's and like advanced dementia.
Yeah.
It's the same type of protein that builds up in their brain.
Yeah.
I listened to this one podcast, and it was talking about this one player, and you know, he's they were saying one of the nicest dudes ever, and his last 3 years of life, he was so out of it because of the CTE and like the brain trauma and everything they had from playing football, that like he basically went from being a multimillionaire to dying penniless in a fucking Cleveland bus station.
Mm.
And that it was basically because like he couldn't like he just couldn't be a normal he couldn't be like he wasn't a normal person anymore. Like he was so like he was almost like a 40-year-old dementia patient.
Yeah.
And they interviewed his kids, and they were saying, you know, we were constantly having to stop, you know, Dad from like, you know, we'd wake up in the middle of the night and he'd be in the kitchen pissing in the stove.
Yeah.
Thinking that he was going to the bathroom in a urinal. Yeah. I mean, it's just scary. And then the NFL fucking denies, and just swipes all this shit under the carpet.
Yeah.
And they like
discredit. Well, the WWE's done the same thing,
yeah, and they discredit the scientists that come up with it and try and, you know, make them out to be like, you know, ones that have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, and then, you know, fucking
that Will Smith movie Concussion was about the cover up.
I don't even hear that. They're doing a Fresh Prince spin-off. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
I'm not a spin-off person, man. Like, I didn't like The Girl Meets World, didn't like Fuller House.
Yeah.
I mean, where are we gonna come up? Where are we gonna have Old Family Matters like next? You know, we're gonna have Steve Urkel fucking grown up with like a bunch of little Urkel kids and Laura. You know.
Yeah. I'm with you.
The grandmother's dead. Harry, I bet you they'll bring it back as like Harriet, the wife, died in a weird thing, and it's just Carl there with him and the nerdy grandkids, and you know, even play a little bit more. Eddie went into the service and got paralyzed in Afghanistan or something, so he's a wounded vet.
Yeah.
The younger daughter's an actual.
Well, they took her out. Remember, they ghosted her.
Yeah.
Judy? Yeah, everybody was like, yeah, they made her disappear.
Well, they'll bring her back in. It'll be James instead of Judy now. And
Well, they did, yeah. Or what about little Richie? We didn't talk about Richie.
Ooh, and the sister, too. The sister. Remember Harriet's sister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
So.
That took a fucking U-turn really quick.
Yeah, we went from traumatic brain injuries to the next
Traumatic spin-offs.
The next spin-off.
They got any? I told you about the Punky Brewster one. I bet you're into that.
No.
You like your Punky 8 years old,
I
not
didn't
milfed out?
No, like I didn't like Punky Brewster to begin with.
You did too, like Punky.
I didn't.
You did too. You're
I
a Punky
fucking
fan.
hated that show.
Why?
I just didn't like it. I thought she was a snot-nosed little kid to begin with.
Really?
What a fucking.
You were like an 80-year-old man when you were 6.
Yeah, what a.
You're all that girl spoiled at 6 years old. Even though she was a little orphan kid, she was just feisty because she had to live on the streets. The only episode I remember is the one where they have to do CPR because they lock themselves in a fridge like a bunch of little shitheads. So, yeah.
Oh, Punky.
Oh, Punky.
Oh, Punky.
Remember the time you walked around doing that to Aaron Lynch all night while we were hammered? I used to call you Punky Brewster.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Punky. Oh, Punky. Probably another reason I don't like that show.
All right, folks, that was it. As always, go check out ruckusandtherecords.com. Get yourself some merch. Be sure to like and subscribe to every band that we played here today, all their social media, all their good stuff, and
even their side hustles. Go look and see if they make some shit on Etsy or something.
yeah, you can always hit us up at dogwaterradio@gmail.com, all lowercase letters, to give us suggestions, beer suggestions, any kind of suggestions.
Send us some damn mail. We need some Dogwater fan mail. We need,
Yeah.
Send us some questions in. Like, I'll answer anything to my best knowledge.
You can send some music to that too. Yeah. Band suggestions, band inquiries. We will play you if you hit us up with some music. We will play you, guaranteed. I don't give a shit.
If you're country, punk, rock, Mongolian throat singing, we'll play.
Yeah, unless your name is like, I don't know, unless you're from the Pint of Happiness record label or you're some kind of racist shit. But
Shade Lawrence, Junior.
May Borrance Boonier.
May Borrance Boonier.
God dang old man.
Did you see Scene Saucin'?
Man, I tell you something, Bean Blossom. Bean Blossom, Bean Blossom, Bean Blossom, Bean Blossom. Bill Monroe.
Sheldon Hank Williams.
Hank Williams, Sheldon Hank Williams III. That was a good friend of mine. Brought me on his bus with Andy Gibson. I played a couple songs, recorded, put on his album. Ghost. Sheldon Hank Williams III.
Sheldon Hank Williams III.
All right, so folks, that's about all the time we've got for today. We're finishing you guys off with Jayke, Orvis, and the Broken Band. This song is called Lead Me Astray.
Remember, folks, it's chaos. Be kind.
duck right out the back the chance I get. You better change, it's all that I've heard from everybody else's mouth of mine. You better change, you better quit, you better stop this crazy shit. Love you, but you could be someone else. Yeah, I'm better off someone else. That's when she came like a beacon in the night. She said she loved me with the wrong or right. With a hair of perfect gold, I'll do anything I'm told. Love you till the day we die. And so it goes. Midnight in a perfect sky, but things ain't often as the same. Might be a look, might be a sign, might be the way I know these lies. Justified till the end of time. In my head I hear this battle cry. Lead me astray, lie to me, and I promise you this time you won't walk away. There's a darkness in my soul, the longest gone, I'm now certain. This time it's you I'm gonna blame. This time it's you I'm gonna blame. Now there's a wolf hidden under stunning eyes with blood as cold as frozen steel. There ain't no shame, there ain't no fear, but there's an evil hidden here. Madness has power over fear. And then it came, she smiled as she said to me, my dear, tonight you're gonna die. I got a way of finding prey, I got a venomous set of fangs. 2 shots, it all seems so clear. She said behind an empty tear, lead me astray, lie to me, and I promise you this time you won't walk away. There's a darkness in my soul, the longest gone, and I'm certain this time it's you I'm gonna blame. This time it's you I'm gonna blame. In my soul, the longest gone, and certain this time it's you I'm gonna blame. Lead me astray, lie to me, and I promise you this time you won't walk away. There's a darkness in my soul, the longest gone, and certain this time it's you I'm gonna blame. This time it's you I'm gonna blame.